practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
We want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it
New edition of the Adam Dunn Show. I am your host, Adam Dunn.
I'm Dave Charnick.
I'm J-Lo.
And we are here live in the studio, live at the Landladies. We got dragged back. She wouldn't let us get out of the freaking contract. She was like,
I thought
she's
she
like,
really
no.
kicked us out.
She's
when
like,
we were
no.
done.
She's like, no, dude. You're signed up. So we're here. We're still in Denver. We're still live. And next week, we're not even. So I don't know about next Friday. We'll see how we can if we can pull it together. But definitely next Tuesday and Wednesday, we're doing our 24-hour show as our second annual. I have to throw that out there. We did do this before. This is not just a crazy idea.
Second annual dumbness event.
No, the best ever. And this one is going to be off the chain though, because this time we've got music, we've got a fucking seat swap going on, we've got all sorts of good shit happening. So if you're in Denver,
actual music.
Well, we had Willy Wonka playing trumpet outside the door.
Yeah, like I mean, I'm saying the scientist is like
no, we're bringing
super
in
dope.
We're bringing in the scientist, and if you don't know who he is, look him up. The dub
DJ
scientist,
Mateo.
And DJ Mateo from New York. Look him up too. He just played the Oscars.
The Oscars.
Yeah, like the
Now he's
Oscar
coming
after
from
party.
the Oscar after party
To the Adam Dunn Show.
To the Adam Dunn Show after party. How's that?
That's what we do.
I didn't even do a dab yet. I fucked up.
Hey, do a dab.
I didn't have my
tried
shit
to
ready.
do that.
Oh, this whole week's fucked up. How about that? The news of the week. New Jersey law. Ready? Come on, drum roll, Mark.
I don't got
Wait
nothing.
a second with the news. Just hold your
Oh, I
horses.
thought you were going to just do some dabs.
I did a dab. I just did one. It doesn't take me very long. Anyway, so let's do our show. Let's talk about the show that we're on. You know we're on a show, right? You guys do know that.
It's the Adam Dunn Show.
Thank you.
It's the Adam
Okay,
Dunn Show.
so what we're doing today is we're having, as I promised, I did promise this last time, and then I thought, like yesterday, I was like, holy shit, we have not confirmed Mr. Bob Hemphill yet because we promised it during the show. I remember saying, we're bringing him because
I
James
remember you saying that.
Bean, man on the scene, was going to put it all together, and luckily, as he always does, in the crunch of the moment, puts it together.
Fucking Rosendog scooping me, motherfucker.
Oh, Rosendogs,
Okay,
don't
put him
do
in
that.
15-minute timeout.
Yeah, not allowed to give up the
Nah.
news. And we have James Bean, man on the scene, coming in with Bob Hemphill at the beginning of the show. And then we've got Brett Anderson from Heart and Soil, who is also going to be at the event. He's going to have a booth there. And we hung out down at the seed swap, right?
Yeah, the
St. Louis. Oh, we went to St. Louis.
St. Vrain Valley, right?
Was it?
It's SLV.
I love that place.
St. Louis.
St. Louis Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
You forgot where you were? That's our home. We live there. You don't got to know where you live. Anyway, so we have Brett Anderson coming in, Heart and Soil, and he has a pretty huge line of stuff and a lot of landrace stuff, which is cool. So we're going to, and basically between the two breeders we have today, it's a lot of landrace shit. So if you're into that, if you're into stuff that's just not all cookies.
I heard you like land races.
Landrace.
Well, I mean,
Land
why
shark.
don't you define land race first
Oh,
off?
define that. Well,
Because everyone tries to say, I have this landrace strain.
Well, what's
Even
funny is-
14er said that the truth was a landrace strain, and I just don't buy it.
Well, it can't be if it's Jamaican, because Jamaican ain't real landrace technically, because things came to Jamaica.
Well,
So
he
if
did
you
say
want to be a
that.
true landrace, would be like Pakistani plants, Afghani plants, Thai plants, places that had traditional cannabis long before any of us whiteys rolled around and fucked up the fucking gene pool like we do, which is what our, that's our thing. Hey, look at this, I made it better. It's like, really? What happened to the original? It was pretty good on its own. So there's a lot of stuff out there. I mean, unfortunately, a lot of land races are not true land races anymore because people like us went out there and fucked up the whole thing again. Like, here, try this. And then where did that,
So how many years would you say a seed, a genetics, a genome
I don't
needs
think
to
there's a
stay in the ground by itself, uncrossed, before you would call it a land race?
it's tough to say because it's like nowadays, if you're in a new place that didn't have cannabis originally at all, then it could not theoretically never be a land race. I mean, maybe if what's happening now is that people forget shit really fast, which is kind of funny because, like, we may say I think, like, for instance, Blue Dream will probably be the most popular weed in 5 years because all of us will be too forgot that we hated it. Like, what, Blue Dream? Oh, it's the best weed ever. It's like, no. But right now we're all communally saying no. It's not our favorite thing, even though it's not bad weed. It's not like Blue Dream is terrible. It's just kind of doesn't really get to the point that we want it to get to.
At some point in time, we all liked Skippy peanut butter. Okay, growing up, we all liked Skippy peanut butter until we realized, you know what? It was just blah peanut butter. It was so much.
Are you trying to do a segue? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I'm saying that's sort of like Blue Dream.
Butter.
There was so much of it around.
The peanut butter of weed.
It was. That's what it became. And everyone had it. And I remember when Max did that little investigative report, he went to 8 different dispensaries. He bought what they called Blue Dream, and none of it was Blue Dream.
Right.
That's hilarious.
So who the hell knows? Yes, maybe it'll come back, and maybe we'll go, holy shit, this is Blue Dream. That's not what I remember.
You know what strain was really popular when Blue Dream was popular is Sour Diesel. And everybody...
Never heard of it.
What?
Oh, that's...
See, and I was defending you earlier until you scooped me, but now I'll ask Adam, what's your opinion of Rosendog's Sour Diesel?
He doesn't want to know. What's the nose on it?
Uh-oh.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
And maybe it passed a sour diesel at one point, like it touched it? Or did this
Look,
plant
he's
touch
on with
it?
this.
Dang. Like he was in the same room as one or something?
May have been in
Like
the same room.
Keith might have driven past his grow.
Yep.
Goodness.
No, it's there. It's just like, I think
Let me just say,
it needs to breathe a little bit, maybe.
Rosendog.
The problem is out here it's so
human
dry.
being.
It's so dry out here that I bet this shit just literally dried up coming over here.
Probably.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, it was moist out there.
Moist. Say it again. Moist.
Moist.
You have to say it with a
Moist
lisp.
out
Don't
there.
say moist.
You
It
gotta
was
lisp
moist.
Moist.
It was moist.
Yes.
I even took a subway.
It's getting dry up in here.
Tell us. Okay, so while we're waiting, while we got 20 minutes, let's hear your adventures.
Oh, I had a great time. All my bags got searched on the way home.
Really?
Yeah. Well, everything. Excuse me. Searched. I'm stretching that
They
term.
put you a little thing in there that said it was
All
searched?
my bags got like on the auto thing as they're coming down, and it stops in that moment. You have to take a breath, and if it goes forward, you're good. But if it kicks it, you're getting, and it boop kicks it forward.
Oh, just on the thing you got checked?
Just getting on the fucking plane in New
got
York.
booted.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't really have any. And I had a few joints. I mean, that was really it. I wasn't really worried.
Yeah. They didn't say nothing about the weed.
Not only that, no, they didn't search anything. I have a belt with a metal belt buckle. That's what it was all about. The first one, they couldn't see the bag. Something about it was probably the Carta I put in my stroller bag with the batteries out. Probably the 4 batteries came up. They put it through again. Didn't get flagged. Everything get flagged this time. But no, they didn't touch the weed. In fact, he reached for the bag that had the joints in it and pushed it aside to get to the belt. And that's when I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I heard it.
Pretty much every time you go, it's always like that. It's always the thing that you don't think they're going to care about that they care about. You're like, oh, that. Oh, yeah, shit. I was worried about all the other stuff in there.
I thought it was the packaging that Ben gave me at Astor Club was
why don't
getting
you show that?
flagged.
Why don't you show that off?
No, I don't want to touch it.
Show it.
Nope. How about this one? This was cool. This is his chem dog in the bag. You could show it.
Here,
You'll
put
have-
it down there. Put it down there. We're going to.
Oh, put it
top
on
of
the turp white.
Oh, you want to do stuff?
Get up
Look
there.
how much Mark helped me.
Oh, pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh,
Look at this.
sorry.
Pull it up. Pull it down. Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's pretty nice.
You flip
marketing.
it over and you can see the Astor Club logo.
Gosh, that feels right.
Flip it over.
Flip it.
Dirty.
Oops. Oh, my
Oh,
God.
you fucked it
Yeah,
up.
you flip it.
Okay.
What are you guys doing?
Come on,
Fucking
Vanna.
up. Now I'm letting Vanna White
Oh
over
my
here.
god!
Guys.
See, I had it all perfect and everything.
Come on,
You
Vanna.
guys went
Get it
off.
together.
Okay, what do you think?
There we go.
about that?
Perfect.
Perfect. Nice artwork.
Beautiful.
I'm sure that Greg didn't get any kickback on any of that.
No, definitely not. I'm sure he did. And yes, Rosendogs scooped me on the news, but New Jersey's law
Here, now put
allows the
Rosendog's
police.
thing out there.
Where is
Put a
it?
bud
Here.
out there. Come on, that's what the bud cam's all about. The bud cam that
Oh,
he's
this
supposed
is
to
so
actually.
exciting. Should we just put this whole...
No, put it.
Okay.
Cops
okay,
can
okay.
smoke when off duty. So
it out
it
there.
kind of is going to change the
Get it in there.
whole
Get it in
impairment
there.
thing.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna fix it again. Is that
Coming
the
a
deal?
long way because of what Mark did to Mark here tonight.
There we go. Right.
See what we could do if we had a good camera, Rosin.
Gosh, that's so
That's
nice.
pretty good.
That feels
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah, I love the stand in the shot. There we go.
How's that?
I had it all cropped out, and y'all fucked it up.
Crappity
I
crap.
I'm just saying, man, it was
I wasn't
perfect.
dinging you.
I know, but I had to put a giant thing in there.
Yeah, I get
Oh,
it.
you know what you can do? Now you can pull the other package across and slide it in there really quick.
No, she
And
would
then
have
you
to
could-
do
but
that.
do
It would
this
be
while-
inappropriate
But
for
while you're
us to
doing it,
touch
you gotta
that.
flick it. Flick it.
That's a good. Okay.
Oh, you should have that. Should be your packaging.
No, it
Flicking
shouldn't.
beans right there.
No, it shouldn't.
Class, not ass.
Okay, well, you want to show it? Show
No.
it.
We can't dive right
No,
into
no,
that.
no,
We gotta
Let's
wait.
talk about New Jersey.
All right.
Hey, let's
You
wait
guys
till
don't know
we
what
have
you're
a
missing.
lull.
You don't know what you're missing. All right.
Later on when we're
Oh,
all
no, you know what,
really
dude?
Yeah, you gotta smoke some
Patreon,
more.
Patreon. We're going to
There
show
we
you
go.
the package on Patreon because
Yes.
it's obscene
Completely inappropriate.
and we'll probably get flagged for it.
It's pierced.
It's not
Oh,
dead.
yeah.
Oh.
Especially if there's some. You know, you can't show any nipples on Twitch.
These aren't nipples.
Wait, you can't show nipples on Twitch?
Yeah, if you show
not a
like
nipple.
instant ban if like someone reports you or whatever.
This is
but,
a
Male nipples
this is a
too?
bean.
male nipples and female
No
nipples.
way.
yes.
So you
Yep.
can't go shirtless on Twitch.
Straight up.
If you go shirtless on
Yeah,
Twitch as a
like
DJ.
Mark was
DJ
gaming
No,
on
How
Twitch.
can you DJ if you can't go shirtless?
I know, dude. I you know.
Everyone knows
They're
that
lucky
that's your
that I put on a couple pounds and I don't want to take off my shirt yet, but you know, but like no, but one time we had the Jerome Baker, we had Jason on,
Yeah.
and he was shirtless, and I was like, oh shit,
What?
because I was like, oh fuck, we're gonna get if someone, but no one really watches on
Guys
Twitch.
are
So.
always trying to get.
So somebody has to actually call it in
Yeah,
though. It's not
yeah.
like
They don't have an
like,
algorithm
they don't have
running
like
for
a
nipple?
They don't have like a nipple.
Man, that would be
detector.
hilarious. So
That'd be great.
Your show is flagged for nipple
one.
algorithm.
Nipple rhythm.
That'd be. I bet you Mr. Skin would buy that algorithm.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Okay.
Anyway.
Dirty.
Well, okay. So what else happened?
I
I mean, you were there for a whole 24 hours. There must have been much things happening.
wasn't even 24 hours.
No?
No, well, maybe it was. Yeah, it was 24. It was like 29 hours.
You should have done like the TV show thing they do. 29 hours in New York. Like hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, bagel, 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 pizza, 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 pizza.
Did
How
not
many-
have a bagel while I was there.
What?
wow.
What?
What?
No.
Did you just not eat breakfast?
Even at the airport, they have.
Are you on a
happening?
cleanse?
You could have
No,
had one.
I had
one
no.
bad bagel. Like
I
way
had
out.
7 slices of amore. That was good enough for me.
That's what you ate all day.
No, I had amore when I got there, and then no, we were very
Then you
fortunate.
stopped back at Amore, and then you left and went left in Amore.
Amore is you arrive, you go to amore, and before you leave, you go to amore.
Oh,
Just
okay.
understand this is the way it happens. It's Amore Pizza on Farrington Street in Flushing. Greatest pizza ever. Gotta give him a shout.
roll up a joint, Dave. Come on. Get to
You
work.
know
What are we
I
gonna roll?
can't.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna roll
want
Rosin Dogs
So-
week.
I want to hear it on the mic.
No,
I want to hear
5
it snap,
minutes.
crackle, and pop.
Fucker.
I want to hear the snap,
Yeah.
the crackle, and the pop.
Look
I
at
had
that.
dinner
Look
at
those
Pop
track
What's
Ardella,
going on? What's going on?
Sid's place.
Oh, how'd that go?
It was amazing.
Until the check came out.
No,
And then they were like,
Sid
"Oh,
was
by the
very
way-
gracious.
by the way."
He knocked probably close to half of the bill off.
Okay.
So it was great. And there were
Was he?
6
He was
of
there
us.
too, or no?
No, it was his mom's birthday. Shout out
Oh.
to Sid's mom.
Shout
Happy
out to
birthday.
Sid's mom.
Happy birthday.
Mom.
Rosin Dogs came down. My buddy Noel, who I grew up with.
Is Amore good? Are you kidding me, Jonathan? Amore is like the whole reason that he literally he used his mileage to go to Amore to get a pizza. That was pretty much the entire trip. If he had 7 slices, you know that was his main reason. There was not anything else besides possibly seeing
Mark,
Danny
Mark,
Danko
I need
and
you
Rosin
to
Dogs.
ban Jonathan Letterman, please.
Why?
He did
Are you
not.
mad at him for speaking
He's
the truth?
questioning Amore.
You can't even question.
Don't question. Just go have some.
Unquestionable.
Unquestionable.
Oh, I'm gonna
fly
head to
into
New York
LaGuardia.
in like a year soon here, but like
you gotta fly into LaGuardia.
So I flew into LaGuardia. No, so Sid Pappardella on Columbus 75th is world-class Italian restaurant.
What?
He's built something amazing. It was fire. It was absolutely fire. Everyone was so they give us the menus. Everyone looks. I'm like, oh, what are you gonna have? This, that, and the other thing. You're right. Soon as the waiter came out and he's like,
Changed
let
everything.
me tell you about the specials. And then we're like, no, we're pretty. I think we're pretty good. And he's like, I'm gonna tell you about the specials.
And then you were like,
Everybody's
everybody
like,
changed.
everybody changed. They're like, oh my God, for real? You have that? Oh yes, we'll take it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it was fun. Sid was great, and then Danko, Rosin, and my buddy Alex, we went to Astor Club.
Wow.
Which-
Well, that's what we just showed. The thing.
Yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
I mean-
that packaging was from Astor Club.
They are.
I really appreciate the invite. It's just really nice of you guys.
What
We didn't
you
go.
guys?
I didn't go.
I'm just kidding.
No, you had to
No.
give mileage with him. You
Yeah.
had to
No,
use
no,
up your
I-
Southwest
Yeah,
mileage.
sorry. Don't
I
worry.
learned that I was going to
Oh, imagine if you showed up with her.
280
Imagine if you
bucks.
showed up with her. Rosin Dogs would have fucking lost it.
Well, but he was fine with the lock of hair I gave him.
Oh yeah, you gave him that. Oh, so and he's good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
I
have
guess
the
not perfect
the
then.
doll is being made as we speak.
That was the funniest thing he's ever said.
I don't know.
It was like
he said some pretty
No,
funny
no,
shit.
no. But that one, that takes the cake. Can you grab me a lock of her hair because my wife says she wants to make a doll? Come on, perfect, greatest ever. And I didn't do it justice.
Such a supportive group.
But they run. It's a great place out there.
I would never sell for $42 billion. That's not enough. We need more.
Extra.
I need more than $42 billion.
42 billion.
Yeah, Elon Musk. He
Billion.
offered. I said no. Then he went on to Twitter. He's like, all right, well, if you don't want to sell, I'm going to buy Twitter. I was like, cool, whatever. Whatever, bro. I would never
Right.
think of all my
Oh,
fans.
that's right, because-
all my fans out
Because
there.
the purchase would come through Hawthorne.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no way you would allow that to happen. You would
guys
have to
love-
accept a $42 billion check
Yeah.
from Hawthorne.
Yeah. No. See, I said no.
No, he has scruples.
Oh, you
Think
didn't
of what
get
he
your
could
house?
change.
I don't know about scruples, but I got stuff.
I got
You
stuff.
could change the world with $42 billion.
Well, the thing is, why doesn't he fucking do something more important with it?
Because he's a jackass.
He's like, you know what? Don't buy Twitter because nobody gives a fuck. Why
Yeah.
don't you go just solve world hunger? There's a
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, there's an idea.
set up a universal
Those guys don't
basic
have time.
living wage.
Yeah, there's 100
No
Trying to go
poverty.
shopping at bars.
100
Nobody
cooler
got time
things you
for
can
this.
do with
Get
$42
J-Lo
billion.
a Porsche.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Porsche.
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 Yeah.
She gets a Porsche,
Porsche.
from China. From China. A Chinese Porsche. Oh, you have very nice.
I stuck with the Sadies,
Very nice Porsche.
guys.
Yeah. Let's just. So I think we're going to do the show next Friday from Mike Denver's house, right?
No.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
What's going on? You got a big gig or
I
something?
did like.
Yeah, I'm playing out, dude.
Playing
all
out
all
all
weekend, bro. So yeah,
Oh
I can't.
wait, so you don't want us to have a
So we
show
don't have a
next
show?
Friday?
You're trying to make us not have a show? Is that what you're trying to say?
No,
It's on.
Oh, we're having a show.
Oh, it's on now.
Oh, we're having two shows. I'm having two
sorry.
shows on Friday.
Yeah.
Just whatever time Mark doesn't want the show to be is when we
All right, cool.
All right.
Right on, dude.
There you go. There you go.
I don't have kicks. I'm going to a
I
concert.
don't have kids. You like how serious Mark was?
He's sad.
Mark, serious?
He's
Did you
all
see his
sad.
hair?
Very. I mean,
see it?
sad is just my baseline.
He has a pick hidden in that thing. You can go. It's a big fucking plastic pick. You can't see it. It's totally blended into the hair.
Oh, you wear a pick like that? I didn't remember that.
Do you take your shirt off at the same time?
Not on Twitch.
Can't do it on Twitch.
I'm a rule follower, dude. So.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What do you got, Dave?
The empty
yeah.
box of Viola.
Empty box of Viola. Is that all it is?
It's an empty box right now.
We have two
Oh.
things right
Yeah,
here.
and we got
Oh,
some
there's
music.
so Viola is joining us at the 24-hour sesh, and
Spoke to them, and they should be coming on,
They're gonna be
provided we could give them a good rate. They'll be national sponsors.
rates. Oh, I didn't even know we had rates. Okay, cool. I'll make up something.
I'm working on it.
Yeah. Normally we take $10,000, but for you, $9,000.
How about the fact that article came out that said, the average cost of putting out a 2-hour podcast is $10,000? I'm like, they need to get us
Wow.
for efficiency then. We'll show them how to do it for way less than that. Like, we can do it for 8 grams of rosin
There you go.
and a pound or two of coffee.
Yeah.
That's, hey, done it with less.
We sure have.
Give me 1 pound of coffee, a bunch of rosin, some cameras. No, actually, I mean, the thing is, what people don't realize is it does take quite a lot to do it good, and not to say we do it good at all, but but if you really want to do, no, we do our part. But if you were, when we set up, everybody always is like, oh shit, you guys really are doing something here. It's like, yeah, we're not just on our phones, you want to, like, we're trying to give you guys quality. That's what I'm trying to say. We deliver quality once in a while.
I was
You
a
know.
little disappointed with the hotel room, though.
Oh.
Is that all you got? What was that shower cap?
Was not where it was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, but at least at least they have them.
No, it was supposed to be on the smoke alarm.
It
I
should have been
requested it.
Pre.
They said, do you have any requests? I said, yes, shower cap the smoke alarm. They didn't listen.
Yeah, well, at least you got
Wrong guy.
because a lot of them don't have them, which is sad. You're like, what? You don't have a shower cap?
They know what you're going to do with it.
Of course they
Who
know
wears
what
a
you're going to
shower
do.
cap?
They've come in so many times and seen the shower cap on the
Do
fucking...
women wear shower caps?
Yes.
That was a very not very efficient
I was just
thing.
thinking like weave, like there's
You
a
wear-
lot of like
Mark wears one,
factors that
obviously.
go-
Look at him.
Yeah,
Mark's
dude.
got
You can't
the
get that hair
curl.
wet.
I mean, there's a lot
No,
of.
I have to get my hair wet in order to leave the house.
Oh.
Really?
Otherwise, I got bedhead. Then you look like Jimi Hendrix afro.
Yeah, that's a
Oh.
big
You know what I
flat,
mean? Where it's like flat on one side because he just woke up.
Yeah, he didn't give a
from
fuck.
like a
and he didn't have a pick.
heroin nap or something.
Oh my gosh.
Rosin made sure that while we were in New York, he got in at least 3 comments going, hey, let's roll a joint, but don't give it to Dave. We want it tonight. Oh. Yeah, and then he just got it in right there.
Really? Oh yeah, because they don't want you to waste like. Well, that's
haven't
why we do
wasted
3-hour
jack.
podcasts. This is the whole reason we do a 3-hour podcast because
When do we do a
Dave-
3-hour? We're never on for 3 hours.
Yeah, but we try. Well, nowadays we are because nowadays we have our Patreon after party. Whoop, 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 whoop. If you're not part of the Patreon after party, I
You
don't
don't know what you're missing. You're going to see
missing
some
out.
packaging
Oh
today.
my God! Today it's going to be.
Especially today.
today
It's
is-
on.
Yeah, today is going to be crazy. It's a perfect
Yeah.
day to join.
Perfect.
I'm not touching that thing ever
No,
again.
J-Lo's going to flick it and do all sorts of cool
Okay.
stuff. It's going to be great.
Shocker.
Oh, Rosendogs is about to buy
put that in your
500
pants, unzip your
subscriptions.
fly, and then tap on it, and it'll be like, great. You won't, nobody will see nothing from
Be
you.
like a merkin.
Oh my goodness.
And that'll be the ad. We'll just come in really close, and we'll pull back, and be like, and then.
I don't know if that's a good.
Yeah.
No, not a good idea.
Reading Rosendog's obituary. Man has coronary after viewing podcast.
So tell us, Mark, you sound really tired. Did you go do a lot of stuff this week? What did you do?
I do lots of stuff all the time, man.
I know.
He has 5 jobs.
Yeah,
Five
what are you talking?
jobs.
No, I did Suburban House Radio last night.
Oh, how would that go?
It went good, and I used it as the pregame here. So
Was that on Patreon?
No,
Oh,
that's not
well,
Patreon.
Hold on a second.
That's
Why
my
don't
show.
you explain to your beloved boss what you mean by pregame?
Oh, basically, I put the link to my premiere that I spaced perfectly right before our show, so it's a pregame. So like, you know,
Oh, so people have. So
really
some
nice.
people
There's
have
a
actually
lead-in.
just listened to your shit. Like
yes,
Yes.
exactly. There's
And
a-
are they listen to the show after? Or they just said fuck that. We're not listening.
No, I
No.
got my fix of Mark. I
it's-
don't need it.
It's crazy. It's like the chat gang shows up for my show, and then they come over here.
Shout
cool.
out to the chat gang.
Yeah.
See, that's good. You got support.
What do you call
support.
them? Is it the Diamonds and Sausage Chat Gang?
I don't know. I have to come up with a
Sub-chat
name.
gang?
Sausage crew.
Sausage Crew.
Got to come up with a name.
It's probably is a sausage crew, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am compiling the next Chicken Beer and Vinyl Hour, and it's going to be a bunch of 45s that I found. So
Nice.
yeah, I found a
I
whole
just-
box of 45s from my cousin.
You're going to have to tell people what 45s are. There, we could have some people out there have
They're
no
the
idea
little
what you're
records with the
talking
big
about.
hole in the middle.
Vinny Bob just cleared out his spot, and he had a record box which he gave to Nick, and I didn't even look into it until I got home. Home, DJ Shadow in there. I was like,
Oh,
oh my
dope.
god, how cool is that? DJ Shadow.
Yeah.
Rick James.
Nice.
Yeah, a bunch of shit. That was like, oh, there's some samples on there for you, Nick. Samples,
yeah, dude.
samples all day long. But yeah, it was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And it's funny because he's now realized he's like, I want to be a record collector, and I'm like, you might, yeah.
You're going to go broke.
It's a scary thought because you know how much records weigh, and it was so funny. I go, here you go, here's your records. He had there was like 9 records in this box. He had a hard time picking it up. I was like,
Yeah.
it'd be a hard time being a record collector if you can't pick up 9 records in a fucking
Yeah.
record case. You know?
Well, and then it just like right now I'm dealing with having to find storage now.
That's what it's all about.
And,
It's
yeah.
where do you put them all, and it's got to be the right temperature. And
You
if
got
you're
a big
coming-
house. What are you talking about?
I know, sort of.
Just make a
Well,
couch out of them or something like that.
My whole
This is
thing
a
is like, I don't know. Yeah,
This is
we'll
a
figure it out.
You don't want to start buying a storage locker. That's dumb.
I'm not gonna buy a storage locker.
Tell me when you forgot to pay for it so I can go get all your shit for free.
Yeah.
For nothing. Yes, but vinyl is good. It's one of those things like just the 9 records that he got the other day. You could see the feeling start. Oh, there he is. Look at him, all in time and shit. Wow, James Bean, man on the scene, ahead of time.
He can't hear you yet, though.
Oh yeah, maybe
No, he's still doing the look thing.
he's doing the look.
We can make fun of his shirt right now because he can't hear us yet. But as soon as he can hear, don't make fun of his shirt.
Oh, zip it up.
Still connecting. Still connecting.
Joint.
Reminder Here to Dave. Don't make fun of his shirt. Don't make fun of his shirt. Don't make fun of his shirt.
Yo, still connecting. What is going on? It's that Mexican internet.
Oh,
What?
damn!
It's true.
If anything, the internet would be better there. It works harder.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. And it mows the lawn.
Dude, that's so racist.
Hey.
Oh, he's on.
It's true, though. It's true. That's all.
James, what do you think of your shirt
Technically a
tonight?
compliment.
I mean, what do you?
Oh, and he's off. And he's gone.
That was short.
And he's gone.
All right, okay.
Welcome back.
So, well, it's not my fault. This time. All right, so I was pretty fucked up right there for a second. So I got my AirPod in, right? And I was watching the show on my phone. I got you guys in there. I can hear you, and I'm hearing my AirPod, but I'm like, wait a minute, they're still fucking talking. But then my computer's going off down here with more voices too, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Wait, you heard what I said?
It's like when I put Waze and maps at the same time, and I forget because I'm like,
God.
and then all of a sudden it's like, turn left, turn right, turn around, go this way. You're like, I can't stop. Yeah. Same old
All
deal.
right, so I'm here now. How you doing?
Welcome back. Look at this. And like James Bean has been on the scene more regularly than ever before. Like we're getting him weekly.
He's
So
motivated.
Yeah.
James, it's
trying.
great to see you.
Exactly.
Thank you. Good to see you guys as well. Glad to see Abbott is alive and well.
Yes, Jonathan, I can get that for you.
You,
What?
nothing. You missed it. I'm not going to bring it up. She didn't get that one right there. It's okay.
So
He
so
said
Hemphill.
Abbott is alive
He's got
and
Bob
well.
Hemphill coming on.
as promised last week, we promised it and we delivered, just like we always do, right, James? Always.
Well,
What do you mean?
I do it for the people.
most of the time.
Oh, I like whining.
I do.
I mean, still.
But yeah, it's great to get Bob back on the show. And
And I see Elka right there. And for the record, Elka, Adam, who writes the copy
script?
for the show card?
Oh.
Copy.
what copy? Though?
Who writes
me?
Adam writes the copy. Elka, see, wink, wink.
Why? What did I do wrong?
You called Bob old, and he's like, "I'm sure Dave did that."
You just said he was old breeder and new breeder.
Old
I'm
school.
just-
I'm
Yeah,
talking
like
old
that's
school,
yeah,
new
exactly.
school.
I know.
I'm old.
I knew exactly what you're talking about.
I'm
of
old.
course, everyone's all like,
Yeah, he's old. Yeah, I'm
All I said is,
Aging.
Elka said, "Hey, I noticed you called Bob old. I'm sure. I don't know who writes it, but I'm sure Dave did."
bah humbug.
Bah! Wasn't me.
well. Old in the cannabis world is
It's a good thing. Old and in the way.
And he is old. Bob's an old head. I mean, he's an old head. So of course they call him librarian for a reason, but he's definitely got that old mindset and just fucking cool. I don't know. I was
Fucking cool.
Fucking cool.
Yeah,
You know,
I have to
it was-
I have to rein in Dave tonight so he doesn't step all over because they're
Oh yeah, Breeder's show. I'll
Breeder's.
shut
Once
up.
you got Breeder's show, you got to
Yeah,
shut the hell up.
let the pros do their thing.
So that's why we brought him on.
Once gave Dave a bunch of questions. I'm like, okay, ask the guy this, and this. And he fucking asked the guy like all in a row, this, and that. And I was like, no, like save that shit. Like ask him once, let him work on that. Ask him the next question.
We have a long way.
Was this when you were texting me because you didn't want to come actually on the show and ask the questions yourself? So
think
you
I was
figured you'd
texting
send
him
me
so
the
it was
questions? I was trying to help.
Let's talk about the elephant in the room here, Dave.
Okay. I know. Well, we talked about him last time you were on the show.
Patreon.
That was a double.
Yeah, you had to be on Patreon to catch that. That was all the
Yeah.
after party talk. James Bean has been on fire at those Patreon things. I have to say, anybody who's been listening knows
It's great.
they've got some.
It's because it's not recorded. You can't come back and watch it later on YouTube and be like, hey, you said this.
Exactly. We can say anything we want about anybody we want. Oh, it's a whole new world.
I know, Elka. I love you too.
Hey, you know what I found, James? Which was actually perfect. I was helping Vinny clean out the spot, and all of a sudden I'm like, what is this? It's a giant Seeds Here Now banner. I was like, how perfect is that? So we've got it for I was going to call you, and I was like already like, oh, it's too late for him to send me anything. I got nothing. So now I got a huge killer banner from you. So
Nice.
yes.
No, I still like when I got you to put that behind your show for that little while. That was the coolest shit. And go back and look at all those videos now, and I always see the banner behind it.
Oh, is that all you watch? I only watch those shows.
We'll put it up at 420.
We are going to put it up at 420. Don't you worry. Don't you worry.
So it's good.
Not worried.
I think that's exciting.
Speaking of JJ, he just sent me a little care package. Looks like I got a new drop coming on 419 from him.
Oh.
And it looks from looks of things, it's about 10, 15 new strains.
Can you guys bark? Can you guys make for JJ or something?
What?
You know, Top Dog.
Whoa,
You gotta make your best bark.
It's so cliche, though. I mean, come
Thank
on.
you.
It's him. He's the bar.
Where's the sample guy? Where's the sample guy with that shit?
So somebody reached out to me, and I forgot to write back to him.
No samples today, guys. So the people who hate samples, it's is your show. The people who love samples, sorry, next week we'll be back. So there you go.
You know which sample I got, dude.
We only got one sample today. What is it?
Fuck you, Dave.
That's the only one we got. So that's all you're going to hear today.
Hey, whoever reached out to me, and I'll reply back to you on Instagram. They wanted to know what genetics from JJ at Top Dog would be the best hash dumper, and I reached out to JJ. Dirty Taxi.
Did you say Dirty Taxi?
Dirty
and
Taxi.
guess whose favorite that is?
Dirty Taxi was like, for me, it's kind of like one of the strains of last year. Like one of the biggest strains that got slept on that people didn't really know about.
TSK.
And that thing is just a fucking hammer. And the people that did get it really, really liked it. I know that 2 found a winner. I mean, there's just a lot of people were all over that thing. So it's a great strain.
Have you guys tried JJ's 2OG?
No, he brought I-95. I tried that when he was here. What else did he have on him? I don't think he had that.
He had the hazy one. He had the.
No, it was a pip. It wasn't. It was.
He didn't have the piff, but he had another hazy one. He had the Nigerian.
Nigerian.
The Nige.
No, I think if you want to get JJ's genetics, they have a lot of it at Verde
Oh, you're right.
in Boulder. So
Yeah.
that's the
Sure.
place.
So you gave Mr. Bob Hemphill his link, right?
Yep, I just sent him a text.
Okay, cool. So he'll be joining us any second now.
Happy Passover to all of my Jewish brothers and sisters out there. We were going to have Ben.
Are you allowed
from
to watch
Asper
the Adam
Club
Dunn
on.
Show during Passover? Is that even like, has that been written in? I'm sure that's in the.
No good Jews are allowed
In
to.
the Quran or
Only
whatever.
me. Bad Jew.
Only bad Jews.
Yeah.
Watch
I
the
wasn't.
Adam Dunn
I wasn't laughing that it was Passover. I was laughing that I flipped over to Facebook and the only comment was panty packaging, Dave.
Show. Where?
You're talking about the panty packaging.
Oh, we didn't tell him what it was though. It's
I
not
wish
really.
there was
It's
posted
under
that?
panty
There is
packaging.
not panties.
There's no panties on
There's
this pack.
no
In fact, if it
panties.
had panties on it, maybe we would show it right now.
Yeah.
No panties.
No, it has no panties on it and a piercing.
This is like
So
I
I don't know what the
dating app.
context of that.
First
Who said it? Who said it?
Someone named Alex.
Oh yes, that's Alex. He was at dinner, so he saw he saw this already.
Now you have. Do you send him the link so we can watch the Patreon party after? So
Oh, I will.
Yeah, make sure you send him the link. We're gonna have you.
It says I stand corrected. Nice. Okay. Just because I know you guys don't see that chat. Anyways,
No.
I'm done interrupting. So you guys have a great time.
Interrupt all you want.
Have a great show.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Steve. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. So TSK will have lots of twos. Going to have a whole bunch of different dirty taxi crosses, I believe.
And I think I saw a whole bunch of drops from you on Twitter today that are coming out. For Seeds Here Now is dropping a whole bunch of stuff on 419.
Not 1419. That's going to be JJ's drop. We did just drop a whole bunch of stuff yesterday. We had Pacific Northwest Roots, Kaya, dropped a bunch of coffee crosses.
Oh, I love guys coffee.
Irie Jeff, Irie Genetics, dropped a bunch of his stuff, restocked. I had a Wolfpack restock. We've got THCs, it's coming up soon. Ethos just had a restock. Humboldt had a restock. Miss Jill had a restock. A lot of shit.
Damn.
Oh, we got the tech crew.
Hey,
Tech crew putting it together.
It's the Kudays, Mr. Bob.
No, he's still connecting. Give him like 30 seconds. I was able to at least tell 3 or 4 jokes about the shirt you. It's going to take a minute for him to connect.
Yeah, so you and him are gonna be. You guys are like kindred spirits, Dave. This guy is like right up your alley. as
He's
far as
that
fucking-
good looking? Wait, let me see. Oh my gosh. He is fire. J-Lo, easy does it.
What song has the term crickets and
Cicadas.
cicadas in it?
Oh yeah, no.
Terrapin Station.
So what's the name of his company?
Terrapin Station.
No.
No, his company is
Crickets and cicadas. See, I saw that.
So you
So
already
wait,
knew.
name
You
that-
already
after
knew
that-
code
after
words.
that song.
Hey, welcome. Mr.
A
Bob.
rare and different tune. Terrapin Station.
So
We,
bad.
nobody's wants to
In
hear
the
that.
shadow of the moon.
At least you're getting a smile out of
Terrapin
Bob.
Station.
Welcome to the show, Bob.
And I know
for having me.
Just shut the hell up. I said I was
find the mute over
I said I was gonna have you, silenced during the show.
Sorry
That's
about
right.
that.
You, Dave.
Super stoked to have you on, and especially on short notice, because that's the way we do it around here. We don't give you any warning so that you have no time to plan, and you're on the spot. But you've been here before, so you know our style.
you knew what to expect.
Yeah, he has bong ready. He's like, okay, all I gotta do is smoke bongs and hang out, and that's what I do. So
So he fucking, when I met him a couple weeks ago,
I don't
he
need
got me
much
fucking ripped. Like we sat in front of the ocean and we were talking strains and he just kept handing me that fucking bong. Just left and right, just got me ripped. And he had, the herb was pretty damn good on point. Like I've been jonesing for it until I went back to Medford again recently and got some more, but I was like, God damn it. But, that was from his last release, which was Puck Cross. But so Bob is known as the librarian. A lot of people know him in the circles as librarian. It's not because he reads books.
sure he does.
It's because he keeps things. He's got a library that fucking most people would shit their pants to have a third of. Of course, I'll let him go more into that and tell him. And one of the cool things that I took away from my conversation with Bob too, that before he gets on, is that I meet a lot of breeders. A lot of people like their shit. Bob wants you to use his shit to grow with. Like he does preservation strains and the stuff that he makes them for you guys to like take and use and work with. Like he wants that. And a lot of my breeders don't want that. They're like, no, I don't want people to use my shit. He's like, no, that's what I do it for. I want people to use his shits, which I thought was very, very refreshing and cool. So I'll let him get to the stuff. And then I do have a question too, though. I don't know if we'll start off the gauntlet, start it off like this, but
Yeah.
the puck is the skelly hash plant, and we believe its lineage to be, or its parentage to the parents of.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. You're going straight to the puck.
Right to it.
Straight to the puck. Well, which we just had Duke Diamond on recently, and he gave huge accolades to you, Bob, and pretty much that was his breeder in his mind. So it's always good to know when people like that appreciate what you do, and just give us a little lowdown on because I think the puck and Scully Hash, but they're all legendary in their own way. But if they're related, and they're the same, or from the same, it'd be interesting to hear.
So they're for the same. A friend of P. Bud Mike's was hanging out with them, and Rob Carney used to store the puck in a little round fly fisher container thing that was like round, and it was coated with resin and it was black, and their friend just kept saying, "Pass the puck," and Mike and Rob Carney didn't know exactly what they were talking about. He was talking about for a while, and then they caught on, and that's what that crew started calling it, and that's where I got it from, was from Rob Carney and from P. Bud Mike. So I've always stuck with that name.
Rob was a former winner of the ADSI.
ADSI winner.
ADSI winner, yeah, of course. All the cream rises up. And actually, though, that year was funny because after we started looking, everybody was looking at it, and because then everybody wanted it, and all of a sudden they're like, "Dude, is that powdery mildew on that?" Like all of a sudden it was after he had already won, and it was like, well, we're not going to take it away from him. It was like, if it passed through all you so-called judges and none of you caught it, you can't come after the fact and be like. So I was like, yeah, it was definitely there was a little scandal that year. It was one of those like, oh shit, dun. But it was fire. It didn't matter, Back when we smoked dirty
Great
weed.
grower and
Just the puck.
hard to beat.
For sure.
So yeah, without Rob keeping that cut around, I don't think anybody would have access to it anymore. And Joe B got it from Rob, and he brought it out to the West Coast in 2005. And Wick Family Farms has been holding it out on the West Coast since then. And I think it's just Neville's hash plant is really what it is. And the Skelly is, the guy in Colorado that used to grow it the best. That was just a tribute to him. Is the reason they would call it the Super Skelly.
Gotcha.
And
As usual, it's usually somebody who, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of times it's just managing to hang on to it because, as we all know, everybody's always like hitting each other up for cuts back that they lost, and we've all been through it a million times. And it's like you know, what you do is super important, and it's very hard these days, especially like one of the things I wonder when you have a big library like you have. Are you having any problems with hop latent viroid at this point in time? Because that scares me, having lots and lots of different genetics from different people. And
yeah, so basically, I'm not trading with anybody that's I haven't been trading with for a long time and isn't actively testing. I got hit a few years ago, and I had to get rid of a few strains that I had been holding for 20 years. And,
right.
you know, it's you know, I think there's other viroids besides the hop virus out there that just haven't been identified yet.
Well, like in hemp, we're getting like the beetroot top, and there's different, like hemp's a good indicator of what's coming because everybody's growing on scale, and you know, not in any kind of sterile environment, obviously, and so those you get when you walk the field and you see like 10, 20,000 plants, you catch different, like, what's this and what's this? What's going on here? Why is this one dwarfed out and weird? And you saw a lot of the similar situations going on. Yeah, it's definitely scary.
Yep, definitely. I think tissue culture is the way of the future, to be holding large libraries like, you know, we've been holding for years. And, you know, it's a insane amount of work. And, you know, basically, you know, a huge sacrifice that goes into keeping these strains, you know.
Yeah.
It's not work, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, you got to plants grow different. Plants appreciate different things. Some of them are heavy feeders. Some are light feeders. Some, you know, and mothers are like the hardest things just because everything compounds after a while. Because if you have it in the same pot for too long, no matter what you've done, there's a chance that it can drift off and get, you know, locked out, or it's usually my problem.
Everything needs its own pot and its own tray. You can't be having runoff. You can't be mixed in soils. You know, there's, you know, amounts of paranoia, you know, in keeping mothers, you know, just because one's a little bit unhealthy, it's like, oh my God, you know, get the fucking hot virus test, you know,
right?
And then there's another $50 every time, you know, one of the mothers gets unhealthy, you know, and it's just it adds up after a while. And
Bob, are you working with a lab at all to slowly bring all your genetics into, you know, soft tissue culture environments so that they're just preserved?
You know, no. And I've been hit up by a bunch of people, and I've got, you know, lots of trust issues, and I'm going to have to do everything in-house. You know, I'm going to have to learn. And
well, yeah, it's also because when you're talking, it's like you might jive with the person you're dealing with at the moment, but you never know when they get bought out by some other big company and all of a sudden your library's in their lab and you're like, oh yeah, we sold all that shit. Like, who knows? Because it's like, yeah, it's out of your hands at that point. Yeah.
When everybody's trying to get access to the library, you know, they're real easy to jive with. Everyone's being real cool at that point.
Right. And then you're like, hey, I need to get that back. And you're like, oh yeah, let me check let me double check the numbers. And yeah, it's definitely a tough one.
Well, we met a pretty good one, and if you'd like an introduction, I will happily make it for you.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Definitely, I'm interested in learning myself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and I think it's getting to the point where it's not so complicated as it was in the beginning, just because techniques have improved. You know, equipment's getting cheaper. There's things that, you know, like in the beginning it'd be like unattainable. You'd be like, that's $100,000. Okay, well, I'm not going to be buying that. I think I won't buy that right now. But now those same sort of things have been reduced in size and in price, and you know, it just kind of got to. We're not quite at the sweet spot, but we're getting close. You know, I've seen, and I have people who always tell me they can do it, but it's like, I don't know. I'm always a little skeptical too, where I'm like, yeah.
Well, I think it's like, isn't it like short path distillation in like 2016 when it was real expensive to get into it, and then certain chemistry companies started making the beakers that worked well and the evaporative, the
Rotovapes.
spinners,
Yeah.
and then boom, and now everyone can do it.
And now
Yeah,
it's
to be
worthless. And now it's worth $200 a kilo, and it was worth $20,000 a kilo when you started.
85,000.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think tissue culture is that difficult.
You can
It
talk.
remi-
You don't have to whisper.
It's the microphone.
Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
The frog stopped talking. What was that frog you were talking
I know.
about?
Yeah,
It
that
was cool.
I like that.
What kind of frog was that?
Oh, yeah. 3 frogs out here.
Tree frog. Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I was like, oh, perfect podcast material. It's like when I was in Puerto Rico, same deal every night. I was trying to do the show. It was like, oh my God, there's like 8 million of them there, though. It's like crazy.
What are some of your favorite strains that you've collected?
That's a tough one. Sensi Star is a great one. All the chems are really great. I have some really good Black Dominus.
I was working at Sensi when they first introduced that one. And it
Well,
was,
look at that. It came up before he heard it.
what's that? The Dominus.
There's no way Elka heard that yet before.
Right. Well, no,
This is 30 seconds behind.
people, that was one of the, for what I, like, in the short amount of time that we announced you being on the show, that was the number one thing people wanted to talk about. They're like, Dominus. And that was a Sensi seed stock from like 90 or something like that? Or 90, is it an old stock or do you know?
I have one from 95, and then I have another one that I got at Tim Blake's Healing Harvest Farmers Market, and the only information I got with that one was old Sensi stock.
Right. Did it have the kind of loose structure that the original one had? The kind of, because it had this kind of like, it was like loose and big giant calyxes, like ridiculously big calyxes and very loose and dark, obviously.
So the one in Southern Humboldt was almost identical to the picture that they used in their catalogs, but it's not dark at all.
Okay.
It's green, never turns purple. The other one turns purple, and it's a denser indica. It's kind of got like the basement musty, earthy flavor.
Mm-hmm.
A classic Kush. So I like that one a little bit better. Neville always mentioned that he switched his recipes around a lot. So I saw on the Mr. Nice forums he had switched out the M10 Afghani #1 for garlic bud at some point. So, and it being a 4-way hybrid already, there's a lot of variables. So.
Yeah, and so you also have that you have a good cut of that 4-way too, right?
Yeah, from the Virginia cut, and from 95, my friend Biggie bought that in Amsterdam in 95, and that's it's a great strain. It's just
So that
not
was
the best. I like the way some of those other strains that I mentioned are a little bit more like narcotic, relaxing indicas, and I like the way they breed better than the 4-way.
Yeah. Well, I think that was like a golden period, that 94, 95 at Sensi, because they had just taken on Neville around 93, 92, like between 92, 93 is when he came on board. And so that was like when they switched the whole library out, and it was literally like his first things coming in. I just remember even seeing the quality of just, when you've been selling enough seeds, you see ones that you would like almost like, ooh, that's a good one right there. I could just see that's a good one. It looks even better for some reason. Little waxier, little nicer structure. They're all more even. But like at that moment, everything just came in like clockwork, where before it was a little bit, the seeds were a little smaller, or they were a little lighter. Or there wasn't like, you were like, maybe, and then Neville started putting his shit in there, and then all of a sudden every pack was like perfect looking. You're like, oh, okay, there you go. Now we're talking. And I feel like everybody who bought seeds from us those years, because I was still working there. I was working there in 93, but I was still selling their seeds at my spot. So it was kind of same deal. But yeah, cool time period.
Yeah. He bought a whole bunch of this shit, and just like you mentioned, it was insane. quality, stellar genetics, keepers in every pack. The four-way is famous, and a lot of people say it's the best weed they ever smoked in their life. And to be honest with you, they found a Northern Lights at the same time that I thought was better. And my friend also got a pack of Jack Hare at the time that he popped out on the West Coast, and he found a skunk leaner in the Jack, which was super rare, but It was super loud, skunky. And he said that thing was better than the four-way too.
Dang.
So
Yeah, I mean, four-way is hard to
Neville,
nail down. There was some good in the four-way. The ones that I thought were the best were like the ones that were they were like the almost no hairs on them. They were like just like pure rock. They were like real light green and not very big. They stayed super small. They were like the runtiest sized plants, not real runts, but but they were the smallest plants in the batch. But for me, they had the most resin, and they definitely seemed like the keepers. I have no idea what they were because all they said on the packaging was four-way indica hybrid at the time. They didn't even tell you what it was.
yes, I was always wondering the same thing. I've heard of different recipes, but you never exactly know.
I mean,
if
for sure Afghani one. I mean, for sure Afghani one because that was their cornerstone thing for their indica line. Almost everything that they were trying to bounce off of, it would be that. So I'm 100% sure that was in there. Hawaiian something possibly was another combo, but yeah, it was never really clear. It was kind of funny. I was working for him at the time, and I got a thing called 4 and More, which was a sativa four-way hybrid that they discontinued when Neville came in, and that was the only thing that that was like, I literally took the last pack, and it was like amazing, but it was no information, like zero about it. It just said four-way sativa, and it did not grow like a sativa. That's what made me kind of like scratch my head because it was like little short fat things that took the taste, but tasted just like haze. You're like, oh my God, it tastes like I literally couldn't believe that it was a hazy flavor coming off of such a gnarly little plant, So it was the one that got away from me, put it that way.
Yeah. Got packs after that pack was bought trying to get something similar, and they kept finding that haze pheno. What my friend found was a skunk pheno. The Fairfax four-way is like loud skunk in a bag from like 10 to 20 feet away. It just reeks like skunk. And when you break it up, it kind of smells like a buttery, sweet, typical, type of weed, but, from 2 feet away, it smells like skunk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like again, but it sucks too because like I know for a fact because I was there that it after 95, like right around like 98, I guess, is when I started to see like just fucked up situations as far as the things coming back that were definitely not what they're supposed to be. There was all sorts of weird combinations. There was a lot of recessive stuff kicking out. And then Neville came back because he went to work for Arian and at Greenhouse Seeds. And then basically Sensi drove their shit into the ground because none of the main breeder, Marcel, he didn't smoke weed. He just looked at plants and smelled plants. You know what I mean? He didn't care, and they all mixed with tobacco, and then none of them really were big heavyweight smokers, so they were like happy with anything, you know what I mean? As long as it grew good and looked good and didn't, act really weird, they were happy. And I was like, wow, dude, like it went down. And then Neville came back and fucking redid the whole thing for them because he didn't want to see them putting out his stuff like that, you know what I mean? So there was definitely some situations where people got the goods, and then all of a sudden they were getting some booty shit. And then I think they got better, but at the same time, I'm sure a lot of that stuff just got, watered down all along the way and probably never going to be the same.
Yeah, lost because they had a huge catalog at first.
Yeah, for sure. And so what other outlier kind of like things that you think things that people might have thought of lost that you still hold? You got any kind of super secret stellar shit that we're cracked the code?
Most people, has just the same old staples. I got a really good Hindu Kush clone that's killer. I have a Master Kush clone that I've been holding for like 20 years. I'm working that in a back cross project off of Bull Kush, and then I'm gonna hit it to the SoCal Master Kush, and I got a Eugene cut from Eugene of Master Kush. So I'm gonna try to Master Kush into like a seed form family like I did with the Puck. I'm still working the Puck line. I got 5 to 7 BX2 males making BX3s right now, and that'll be squared. I started off that project very similar to how Neville did it. I took Northern Lights #1 and I hit it to the Pacific Northwest hash plant, and then that's the mother of the Puck. Neville took that and back crossed it one more time to the Pacific Northwest hash plant, and then that was his pure hash plant release. That's where the Skelly Puck came from. So I crossed it to Pacific Northwest, and then I took that male, and that's what I started the back cross project off of. So it's a very, very inbred line at this point.
No,
So-
it's cool. Yeah, it's funny because I hear like when you say Master Kush, I'm like, damn, I lost that too. Like I'm the guy, I'm the opposite of you because I'm just like I'm always like losing shit. Like for me, it's always like I don't even lose it because I lose it. I lose it because I'll flower it out, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, so where's the other one of those? And I'm like, oh shit, there's no backups, and then I'll be like, do I really want to re-veg this thing and go through the whole motion of it or not? It's like, fuck it. Like half the time is I'll get it again if I can, and then. But then, yeah, the Master Kush I had was really dope. It was a 95 Master Kush from Amsterdam that my friend held on to and brought back, and it was it was more armpity kind of dirt, like an armpity kind of stank. It wasn't really. Yeah, it was foul, which was good. I mean, it imparted into anything that is fucking hit though, which is nice. I liked it.
That I've been holding on to for a while. For a while, and a lot of people talk about it still. So.
Oh yeah, this one. Somebody just posted about the high rise. Do you remember that strain?
Well, High Rise is Master Kush.
Yeah.
That was the original.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
High Rise.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that was that they grew in Amsterdam at this. I can't remember which shop it was, but they had a beautiful version of it, and it was like when I first moved. It was like I was around 93, 94. So yeah, same time period.
I grew Master Kush in 2011 and 2012 and 13, and I haven't seen it really in Colorado, at least in the Boulder and Denver scene, in a minute.
Yeah,
It's got really, really nice buzz where it's just there's no pair to it. It's so relaxing, and it's just calms you down and gives you the munchies and makes you want to sit down and watch a movie.
Yes, please.
Good situation.
So yeah, if I can get that into seed form, I'll be stoked. Honestly, the way the Puck turned out was, better than I could ever imagine. So.
Love that.
now you've set the bar too high. You're like, oh, the bar has been set.
I wish I could just, I wish I was a trust of fire and I could just tap out after the Puck it's pretty good, and that's a project I've been wanting to get in the seed form, for 15 to 20 years, because basically for breeding stock, it's great smoke by itself, but I think it's an even better breeding stock. And what I saw with the backcross one outcrosses, it was phenomenal. And I can't wait to see what the BX2s do with the outcrosses. I'm hitting it with everything I hit the first time, plus all the Northern Lights clones that I'm still testing now. NL2 from Jim Ortega, NL1. I think it's the even better breed. NL clone came out of Humboldt in the late 90s. Chem 91, Minute to Sensi Star.
I love Sensi Star.
Yeah,
You can talk.
You can talk into the mic. You know that. You're not interrupting, by the way.
Cross what he did me, and it was pretty awesome.
Rosendogs wants to hear you.
Oh,
yeah. My buddy Wick Family Farms just gave me another Sensi Star, so I have 2 now. And he actually gave me Shoreline and Skunk 1. So I think all 3 of those clones will click really well with the Puck BX too.
That's an interesting thing. He said he has 2 Sensi stars. Now, all I heard was Michelin star for breeders.
2
You'll
stars?
get the Sensi star, you know, like, but you can only be given by like 10 equivalent breeders.
What's funny
come
is
together.
what's funny with the Sensi Star too is that, like, I remember this because that was grown in a squat in Amsterdam when Luke had his other partner, and it was like, you know, typical Amsterdam squat situation. You come in, it's like behind a fucking blanket, like, stapled up to the wall. You know, it's like this kind of grew out this thing, and it was like above. It was right behind the Waterloo line, which is like a real famous market area. So they were just. I mean, it was probably the worst place you could grow because literally every single day there was just thousands of people right downstairs below the place, kind of milling around. You know, so like if I walked around I'd be like, oh, I totally smell the room. Like, it's like I can smell it right now, and like, you know, knowing exactly it's right there. But
did you use your little Budar radar?
It was such a lucky fucking score because they I mean, it was like, again, it was in a squat, it was dirty, it was fucking underlit, terrible. You know, it was probably the worst growing conditions if you look at it now compared to what people do these days. You know, nothing on the walls and dirt, you know, just like funky as fuck, but they nailed it. They found, you know, they just found something awesome, and it's pretty cool to see how far that plant went, you know, because I mean, Luke's done some other stuff, but not like anything like Sensi Star. That's, for me, that was definitely his main thing.
What do you think the cross was that made it?
It's tough to say because it was like the guy, I'm trying to remember his name now too. He was like pretty funny dude, like real experimenting with African things and all sorts of. He was like one of those guys who just like was. You could see some of them were like super dead end projects. You're like, why are you wasting your time doing that? You know what I mean? So he had that instinctual thing of like going, you know, realizing that you don't have to
waste
grow.
your time doing that, like the guy who did the fucking 27 S1s.
or the yeah, exactly. But in general, it was like, it wasn't that it was. I mean, he probably saw something in it that you know, I couldn't see, but at the same time, he had a unique sort of nose with things. So I have really no idea. He was kind of all over the place. But yeah, who the hell knows? Definitely Afghani something, you know what I mean? Has that classic Afghani. And my friend Mo just posted it, or he put it up there and kind of jogged my memory. I'm not 100% sure, but Master Kush might have been from the original guy from Nirvana, the guy Mao who started Nirvana Seeds. I think. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems about right. And like they were funny too, because Nirvana was a Dutch guy, Mao, who was also like, you know, wacky dude, ended up in Thailand and just like, you know, pretty out there, but he had a good, he was, for a Dutch guy, had good connections, and then he had another guy who worked for him, was an American guy who understood weed, you know what I mean? Like actually understood weed, and that's why they managed, and they went for the cheapest and, you know, copied everybody's shit. They were like the copycat seed, they were pretty much the copycat seed guys, but occasionally they would hit it with, like, the ice was from them. That was good. Did you ever grow that?
No, but I remember hearing about it, and I've actually heard from people back in the day. It was out of Humboldt, possibly. The original breeding stock was from Humboldt.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Could see that.
You going to be releasing a shoreline back cross? Asks Scrooston Scarecrow.
What are you doing?
Can you ask if he's going to be releasing a shoreline back cross?
Sorry, the name threw me off.
It's not Shoreline Amphitheater, though, is it?
No, Texas.
Definitely with the Puck back cross, but I'm not going to be just switching over to that right away. I got a lot of clones that I've been holding for a long time that I want to get in the seed form first. Master Kush is after the Puck project. Purple Hindu Kush. I have Trainwreck at a BX1 already. I need to get that into solid seed line. I have a lot of them. Pacific Northwest hash plant I already have at a BX1.
That sounds good.
So yeah, I stayed busy. I you know, just try to you know, get this stuff in the seed form, you know, so that smokers can get it and other breeders can
Sean. Sorry.
you know, just preservation work, you know, and
Yeah, when I first came back here, like in 2009, 2010, Big Mike from Gas House was living with me, and that's all he fucking talked about was shoreline. It was like when you have that person who keeps telling you something over and over. I was like, well, just get me some so I can fucking smoke it, because he keep talking about it. Like he talked about it so fucking much. He's from Houston, of course, so for him that was just like the fucking goal. It was his sour diesel, you know what I mean? Pretty much.
So I what? Tell me about the bubble gan. The bubble gan.
oh man, that's like dessert right there, man. It tastes delicious. It's sweet, and then it puts you right to bed. You know, the purple Afghani clone crossed to the M10, the Afghani #1, and just, you know, like, you guys are getting the very last of them. You know, they're, and that with the Granddaddy too. It's the Granddaddy Purple by the M10. Both of those are just like delicious dessert Afghanis, you know? The way I see it, there's two types of Afghanis. There's the sweeter, you know, berry-esque type, and then there's the funky, earthy type. And both of those are leaning towards the sweet type, and perfect for end of the day time.
Some nighttime smoke.
Yes.
Yep. And so for what he just alluded to, I just loaded a bunch of product on the site. Some of my last twos from his last drop, and then some restock of that, the Bubble Gan and a couple other strains. What's about the Light of Venus strain?
That one is the Purple Urkel by is the mother, and the father is Purple Hindu Kush crossed by Kabul Kush.
Sounds nice.
Kabul Kush came to KQ. He, you know, my mentor from Coastal Seeds, came to KQ through a friend of Tim Blake's. His son-in-law had brought the Kabul Kush back from Afghanistan. He was in the military. And then Tim Blake introduced the guy from Potter Valley, Mendocino, to KQ to do the open pollination on that, to preserve it. And I got like, not many, it was about 10 or 12 seeds, and I did open pollination.
So for people who don't know what an open pollination is, some people just new to the show, what does that mean?
So it's just growing all the seeds out in the gene pool and letting all the males and all the females go, so that you don't bottleneck the population. Because once you bottleneck a population, you can't go back and get those genes again. They're lost forever. You know, whether it be cannabinoid or terpenes, or, you know, it could be pest resistance, you know, any of those things. So when you're,
it's like also people think they know what they're doing, and at the end of the day they fuck it all up because they don't realize that the thing that they thought looked shitty actually held all the genes that you needed to make the fucking thing work, you know? So
exactly.
Skittles.
We just dropped a Peshawar Pakistani open pollination, and you know, I can't say enough, you know, about, you know, like, you want to be a breeder, you want to start a place like that, because you cross it to whatever you clones you like, you're going to know what it adds. If you take some polyhybrid from some modern day breeder, you're just going to add so many different traits into your line. It'll be hard to pick out what is what from what, you know, because more than likely you're going to pick something from one of these breeders that is already just bottlenecking all the same genetics and the same, you know.
So, Bob, for those of us who are not master breeder geneticists like myself, what does an open pollination room look like? I mean, you're talking like 50 males, 50 females. What are you just letting them all go, right? Just for total diversity in genetics.
It's a bukkake session, basically.
Ooh.
It's a full bukkake going on.
What do you need? Is there a
bukkake.
minimum amount of plants in there? And I'm assuming since it's natural, it's going to be somewhere around 50-50.
So Yeah, so that's a very important point. You put as many seeds as you have possible. Like I said, the Kabul Kush, when it came to me, was only about 10 or 12. So that's all I had. So I had to use them all. You know, if you're buying a pack from some breeder and it's a pure land race and you want to open pollinate it to preserve it, you don't pop half the pack. You buy 3 packs. You buy 4 packs.
Yeah, that's what. Look at him smile.
James
Look
is
at
like,
James is all smiling. He's like 5 packs, 6 packs.
I take
just
Bitcoin.
great. I mean, no, it's just funny because people will pop 5 and they think they're doing it with 5. And it's like, no, you're not. You're fucking things up with 5.
Yeah.
Like you're really not doing any good. Like you got to do more. It's
What's the percentage? It's total number game.
So what is the number?
5 or 10.
I mean, if you're not in a situation where you only have 12.
Well, when you're open pollinating, you don't know what the fucking is until you pop it. So you might have 60%, you might have 70%, you might have 30%. So it depends on what the ratios are on the.
No, I'm talking about if you were, I know you had 12 seeds, that's what you had to use. But if you had your choice, if you're like going someplace and you know you're going to take them back someplace, and this is what you're going to do, what's a good control group?
100.
There we go.
I just did Tom Hill's haze. This is the second time I've open pollinated it. First, I open pollinated. I got 3 packs, Tom Hill stock, and I let them all go. I had luckily almost all of the seeds popped. There was like 15 seeds per pack. So, you know, the first time I open pollinated the line, 40 some plants. And then this time I popped over 100 and just let him go. You know, Tom Hill's haze is Positronics haze. He just took Positronics haze and slapped his name on it. Even he admitted that on the boards and stuff. So basically it's what I'm doing now is Tom Hill's F3 Positronics haze F4, and it's the pure haze without Northern Lights in it, like Neville has. Neville's haze has Northern Lights in it. Only this, Old Timers, and the original haze are the only 3 lines that I'm aware of that are pure sativa haze.
So what's going to be the time frame on that haze?
Oh, that haze is, that shit's expert only, man. Like
14 or more.
Straight the fuck up. It's for breeders. It's for, true experts. It's not for your amateur first time grower, Damn. This for presentation. It's 20 weeks, it's 16 weeks is a fast one. It's outdoor in California, so we're talking February,
Wow.
And when I did the open pollination with the Tom Hill's haze, I also threw some Old Timers haze females in there. So I have that line I need to get to. That's it, F1, 2, the hybrid of those 2 lines. So, I like to stay busy, man, because I like to get to the seeds before they get too old and fresh. And that way I'm not losing shit out of the gene pool. I need to get into better storage with my seeds, get them into the freezer and fridge, but I live out here in the middle of fucking nowhere in Northern California, and the power goes out all the time in the winter, so
that's the worst.
It's not like so I don't even try to keep them in the freezer here.
Yeah, that's
so
like the most depressing thing. Or if you like hit the plug, like I've had it before with unplugged it somehow, and I was just like, I came back like, why is there water on the bottom? Oh my god! To pull every fucking pack out, and you're like, ah! You go to this heartbeat, fucking, you're like freaking out. And
now I know that Cincy Star puck that you gave me that I happen to have right over here somehow was fucking
teleported. Nice teleportation.
Yeah, it was super. It knocked me on my ass, but if I always tell people, if I'm going to smoke with my dad, I don't want to knock him on his ass and smoke that with him. Right? I want to smoke something. Yeah, look at that chunky bitch. Yeah, it's thick, man. Let's make it donk. It makes that donk sound in turkey pan, right? You recently you released 2 new strains. That's the live drop, doing it right now. Just put them up. The Red Queen and the Ethiopian Banana Crosses. One's a 2-to-1, one's a 1-to-1 CBD strains. So could you tell me about those? I haven't had any CBD strains since 2 did some. So it'd be nice to see us to get a good 1-to-1 back and whatnot.
Man, when I started smoke testing the Red Queen, it was such a relaxing, calming buzz. It's just super cool. So the mother on the Red Queen is the Panama Red, 2-to-1 CBD pheno. And then I hit that with the M10, the Afghani #1, which is, about the best breeding best to have in the collection for outcrosses and breeding. So, and that Panama Red is just an amazing line on its own right. So those are insane. They turn out, lots of 50% of them are going to be purple or red calyx. Most of the time the leaves will stay green. Sometimes they'll be purple. CBD is popping up in those. Definitely a lot more relaxed, just from the M10 and from the CBD from the Panama compared to the puck shit. The puck shit was pretty heavy, man.
Yeah.
Puck shit.
It got me up my
Puck shit.
Puck shit.
Heavy.
Start smoking in the morning and I don't get shit accomplished, and it's just so good. And I love fucking good ass narcotic weed, and I just
I know.
it's a downward spiral, and I start first thing in the morning with the bong in it. So. Any
Fuck off the rest of the day. It's like, damn it.
grow some other shit with that too. Don't grow just that unless you're trying to take a
Why?
3-month vacation.
No, grow it. Grow that stuff. Just that stuff. I'm good with that.
No.
Yes, I'm just saying, if you want to smoke 24/7, man, I'm a pretty heavy smoker, and that shit is making my life.
We're up for the challenge here at the Adam Dunn Show.
No, it was really good. I got halfway home and I was like, fuck, I am lit. Fucking, he got me high as fuck.
It's funny. Yeah, it's like when you get the real heavy, like lose your. For me, it's like if you start losing all your shit and just like you walk around the house 3 or 4 times trying to do like, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Where's my phone? You find, oh, that's in fucking my hand. Oh, dude, I'm an idiot. You're like, then you catch yourself.
Somebody might have lost their keys. So I'm just saying we were pretty high.
Oh yeah, yeah. You definitely lose your keys. That's always a good sesh. Then it's a really good, like you're hanging out with your buddy. Then it's like everything's cool, and then it comes to the keys, and of course one of you is gonna not remember where the fucking are.
Rosin Dog's weed got me pretty high, I'm gonna be honest.
Oh,
The sour diesel.
I mean, it does all right.
Sour diesel.
Rosin Dogs.
Just saying.
But then we
That-
smoked
you
some
got
of
her high.
the chem.
Oh,
dog.
maybe it was that.
Oh,
See, you forgot about the chem.
there's a lot of dogs in the house.
So what is your take on what is Kim Dog's lineage? What made Kim Dog? Where does it come from? What do you think about it?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Bob. I know what your take is.
I don't know if I really want to get into that, man.
I know.
The river.
Dun,
That's a
dun,
good
dun,
one.
dun.
Well, if you go back to what the dog bud or whatever that was, I mean, that seems to be the consensus, right? And
I've talked to Joe B and to Chem Dog about the situation, and I really don't think it came out of the dog bud, but I want to sleep tonight with a good conscience and not feel like a car salesman, so we'll just keep it at that. How about that?
oh, there you go. That's even more mystery. More mystery. Oh, you make.
Yeah. And then, do you have a cut of the sour?
Me, I have it. Yeah, I have a cut. I've been holding on forever. A friend paid $100K for it in New York in '99.
What?
Holy shit!
What a good day.
That guy walked away from that.
Wow.
Like,
That guy was not Keith Lenz though.
For a cut.
Damn.
crazy.
When the shit was $6 a pound all day, every day, and he definitely got his cheddar back. He actually bought 100 clones for $100K.
Yeah, those were the days, for sure.
Those days, definitely, next level baller. I'm a poor scrubby dude, so. Luckily, I've been
Welcome
holding on.
to my world.
I've never seen a better one, including the one AJ brought out to Colorado in 2014. That thing didn't even come close.
You heard it here live. You heard it here. Yeah. No, I know.
So what else do you have that's real rare that people don't? And I mean, that people may think of as gone, or something that you think that people like don't quite realize is as good as it is?
Saying diss everybody? Is that what you're
I
trying
mean,
to
there's
say?
no chance he would have the Colorado cough, would he?
Oh my god.
Is that all you care about?
Well, I mean, you're asking for
It's
stuff
an
that I
NL5.
haven't.
It's an NL5 haze, though. That's we've come to that
But
conclusion.
this one
No,
right?
he loves NL5. He's a good big NL5 guy.
But this one.
Fuck you, Dave.
The Colorado cough. Did you ever collect that along the way?
I have never had the Colorado cough. I've smoked it. I've never had the clone. Just like you guys said, I've always thought it was NL5 haze. Just like the Portland dog shit. Another NL5 haze. NL5 haze is one of the best breedings ever released in history. You know, just Neville hit it out of the park with that one.
Yeah.
Kind of how JJ did with the Star Dog. You know, there's one of the few seed releases that, 10 to 20 years later, there's more than like one keeper. You know, like Star Dog or NL5 haze, you can just look back and see there's 5 to 10 keepers.
Yeah.
All over the world.
And that's the thing, is it? And they get like to the situation where, they're obviously grown in different terroirs. They're obviously grown differently. They're grown, and so they look different and they don't seem the same. But there's something about them which it's the same with the Hog's Breath guys. Like they like I don't know if it's true or not, but it pretty much came. I got a letter from one of the guys and he was explaining it was just another NL5 haze. You know what I mean? That was selected in Georgia at a certain time period. You know what I mean? And it's like, I think Neville definitely, like I said, he hit it out of the park, and also it was like undeniable. Like people would grow all these different things and just gravitate towards that and be like, why would you grow anything else? You know what I mean? It definitely, it was amazing. It kind of, the sad part is that in Holland, it wasn't very rarely grown well. You know what I mean? There was a few people that could do it, but it was always, everybody just went for the easy grows. Whatever was easier to grow, they went for it because that's just their style. People didn't want to put the work in. And so even Sensei's version that you could buy at the cafe was like nothing like some of the good keepers that people selected in the States from the same genetics. It just,
Yeah, he was definitely hands down the best breeder in history, and we all owe him a debt. And like the Puck project I did, that's just me working his line a little further and keeping it pure. It's nothing I did on my own. That's just luckily the Puck came into my hands through Rob Carney, and then I got the Pacific Northwest from Bodie, and KQ from Coastal had the NL1, and I knew breeding and I knew pedigrees, and all the pieces came together. So
that's dope.
Let's talk about that for a second. I know I carried your work before when you were with Coastal Seeds. Coastal Seeds, of course, is Kegu and Bam and yourself. And you guys, I still, of course, work with both you guys, and you're one of the few groups that are breeding teams that when they split, it's still complete respect, all good things, everything's totally respectful across the board, which I think is very cool. So talk about a little bit about your work with him and kind of the cool stuff that you did when you worked with him.
Yeah, man. So I had been doing breeding since 95, and I've been holding strains since 95, but I did not know anything about breeding until I worked with him. He's the one that talked to me about, open pollinations and preserving families and all that kind of shit. And that's a direction that they were headed on, and for years and years, they would get close to me for, their outcrops and their pollination projects. And the whole reason I wanted to become part of Coastal was the NL1. I knew KQ had it. I'd been trying to get seed from him for about, 5 years before I became part of Coastal. I think that was in 2016 I became part of Coastal. My first Coastal was the NL1, and so that I could start this project here. And the second project with Coastal was the M10 open pollination, and with Coastal Seeds I hit the Chem. That was the Chem 101, and Triangle Kush, the TK M10, and those were the only two released. But when I recently did another round of open pollination on the M10, I knew how good it had outcrossed to the other strains, so I hit a bunch of other things to it, and I was not disappointed. It's definitely probably the best breeding Afghan.
That's the M10.
Name strain, and that, too, I got it from somebody that had been preserving it.
Oh, never mind. I sent you a text to go, come on in 6:15. It doesn't matter. Well, look, it's okay.
I just got it just now.
I know. I just sent it because I was thinking, oh, he's going to call in now. It's all right though. Hang in there. It's fine. You're already on.
I'm just kicking it. I'm just gonna listen. I wanted to catch the tail end of what he was talking about anyway.
Yeah, and if you feel like jump in for sure. Brett Anderson from Heart and Soil. It's not Adam. He's not doing an Adam Dunn impersonation.
He's got the fedora on.
He's doing it. I know. He's trying. It's
nice.
patented, man. Patented.
Wait, why is Adam zooming into his own show, man?
Why is Adam here? What's going on?
Yeah, my wife got me this for an anniversary present.
The terrorist beard?
Point.
And I just looked at myself in a picture and I was like, that looks like Adam Dunn.
There you go.
I figured I'd pay homage to the man, you know?
No, it's good.
Did you pick that beard up at the Halloween store in the terrorist section?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, right. See?
No, his is bigger than mine. His is beefier.
You gotta brush it out, right?
Yeah, we'll have a competition at the show. We'll do a competition next week.
Yeah, James Bob,
We'll
go
blow
grow
him
a
out.
beard.
We'll blow him out.
No.
Yeah, don't let me interrupt.
Welcome to the show. Why don't you tell everybody who just joined us?
I just did. You didn't listen to me, so never mind. It's
missed
okay. Yeah, Brett Anderson from Heart and Soil.
There we go.
There you go. Cool. Back to the questioning. Back to the interrogation.
So we're clear. No cough.
No cough.
No cough.
No
Okay,
cough.
good.
No cough. And that Oregon weed, you need to find that particular Oregon weed that you're looking for, right?
No, I was thinking too, you know what? You brought up a really good point. Really, does it? I mean, the genetics are one thing, but really what I would want from him is his whole plan, what nutrients he uses, what his watering schedule is.
Oh, yeah, he's going to say that.
I mean, I've known the guy for 20 years. He's the one that said he would give me a cut. I said, why would you want to do that? I'll kill it. He says, well, you know people will keep it alive. I said, you're right. And then he teased me, and I just texted him again saying, we're talking about you on the fucking show without saying your name. Can I have that fucking cut already?
Jeez.
Well, I told him, you show pictures of your garden. I said, if you're concerned that it's going to, get fucked up, I said, just watch our Patreon feed and see the videos. I mean, his garden's not half bad.
It's okay. It's all right.
It's not J-Lo's with all the bugs.
No,
and
we
Avid.
don't have as many bugs per square meter, but I'm trying. I'm trying.
I'm so glad that
I'm working on
they're
it.
such a supportive group.
Anyway,
People pop seeds on a full moon.
that's right.
Just not gonna comment.
Okay.
So James, I think you had a question when we wait.
Oh, I was just Bob's work with Kagu and Coastal.
Oh, there you go. Capulator Coastal. Cool.
Hey, Checking had a quick a question. They said that when you kept a mother plant alive for 20 years, like, did you actually keep a mother plant alive, or what?
It clones every month or so.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool.
Really, every month or so, you keep that. You don't just do not have old stuff hanging around.
Yeah, I like to keep it healthy, fresh tissue, and with not much room, you got to get to them quick.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, it's kind of the way most people run now, anyway. Just because to keep moms around, it's like it's harder to get them all even. Whereas if you're just taking them off the same crop, so you got like 100 plants in there, you can make thousands of clones, and you could feed shitloads of gardens. And time, your timing is a little more. Better, you're more even. You get a lot of even clones that all look the same instead of having one from down here and one from up there, one from over here, a small one, big one. Which definitely helps.
Yeah, I just found it's way easier that way.
Yeah, and it's also you can see like that they're still thriving, whereas sometimes you can have plants that look like they're doing fine, but they're actually just like almost frozen in time or something. Like you go to take a cut off of that, it's all woody and it's like, ooh, not so easy to root all of a sudden compared to young, tender shit, it's always much easier working material.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with some of these clones that are old as shit, like I have, I try to get anything from Neville I can, like the Airborne G13, the Puck, those are the 4-way, they're all hard as shit to root,
Mm-hmm.
So why would one keep a mother plant for a year?
Well, you can keep them. I've had plants for 18 months to 2 years, but they're usually pretty stringy and looking sad at that point. You know what I mean? So you're like, okay, now I really have to take a cut off of this thing. But yeah, it does not doing it any justice, I guess.
Well, I was in a room recently, and these plants. I'm looking at them, going, you know what? If you were in there, I think you'd say something. I'm going to just shut up right now and talk about it on the show. But they were really, big. They had to be a year old, more than that, possibly. It was. I didn't understand. Now I'm hearing you take cuts every month. So what would be the impetus for something like that?
It's easier to keep one big ass plant around than it is to take a bunch of cuts and have to select and do all the fucking. There's a lot of juggling going on, in my opinion.
Personally, I think that when you maintain a library, you have to avoid parasites and pathogens, creating these systemic diseases. And the only way that you can really protect the genetics themselves from, declining in whatever ways, I think by really keeping a constant propagation.
But you also open yourself up every single time you take a cut to the pathogens that you're trying to avoid. You know what I mean? So there's those double things where it's like, if you have a plant that's healthy, we lost our screen. Oh, there it is. If you have a plant that's healthy, you can keep I've seen hydro plants kept for long ass time because they're just constantly fed. There's no variation in the soil where you get compacted soil, or they start to get just into that point where they're locked out or whatever. You can flush them really good, and especially DWC. I've seen DWCs for years. People have kept them around, but they're stupid big at that point, and you have more bugs. That's usually the biggest problem. You know what I mean? Because
it's not lazy though. What they were doing, it was in their SOPs. That's the way they did it, and I guess it worked for them. I'm thinking to myself, as soon as you said that month, I'm like, wait a second, dude, there's no way I have a suggestion to someone in growing.
Fusarium, though,
There's no way.
I see a lot of gardens getting misdiagnosed with HLVD instead of Fusarium, and Fusarium goes dormant in veg, and then it will flare during your weeks 3 to 6 in flower.
Flare-ups.
And so sometimes that can happen even with a library, though, is if you have any stress or any, varying conditions with your climate, it'll get it to flare because it comes in your water, it comes in your dirt. And I see a lot of mothers that have that. A lot of people will be stoked on some of these cuts, but then you'll see it's going to take years to restore some of them unless you go with traditional tissue culture.
Yeah, eventually tissue culture is definitely the way to go, but at least it's in our wheelhouse to be able to, as long as you keep, cleanliness has always been the issue, and that's where people have problems, and you end up having, you're cross-contaminating every time you use the same razor or the same scissors, and it's it's so hard though to be on point all the time, because there's times where you're standing there, you got to make a cut. You're like, do I have to walk over there? Soak it for, and you have to do it for a while because the shit doesn't just wipe off. It's not like you can just go bloop, bloop. You have to switch scissors every fucking plant. Every plant. Yeah, every plant. And that can be stressful if you have hundreds of strains. So that's that,
Yeah, I got I'll set 4 pairs of scissors, and it's 60% bleach water, and just alternate, and then I'll wipe with the Clorox wipe the scissors in between. So there is no right and wrong way when you're asking about how long to keep your mothers.
Mm-hmm.
I just 6 weeks. That's what works best for me. Especially with some of these older clones, like I mentioned, the Airborne, the Puck, and the 4-way. I just find that fresh tissue roots better, and small plants are easier to keep clean, less IPM products on small plants. You
don't have to use Avid on those small plants, do you?
No Avid.
No Avid, right?
Oh, hell no. I'm 100%. fucking, I'm organic as they come. So that whole chemical thing. Or I don't even know what I was talking about anymore.
He threw you off with the Abbott, of course. That's Dave's guaranteed derail.
I shut up for the whole thing.
Derail
I made
everybody.
one joke.
He always throws
Derail
the Dave
Dave.
joke in.
Jeez. I didn't say anything about James Bean's shirt. Not one fucking thing.
You said 4 times already. You said shirt.
Shit.
Go back. Yeah, 5 times.
Is it 5 times now?
Yeah.
James Bean shirt.
Yeah, that's 7
So
times.
it's time for us to go then, I think.
Well, yeah,
stop it. It's
never
not.
time. You can stay if you want, but I mean, you officially have done your time on the Adam Dunn Show.
Done my deal. All right,
Done your
thank you.
deal. It's a done deal for sure. So your big drop is the Peshawar open pollination.
Pakistani.
Yeah, Pakistani open pollination.
And then I
project.
just threw up some bubble gans, some of the bubble gan, the Gandaddy, and the Light of Venus, as well as his 2 new strains, Red Queen and Banana Gan. So,
Nice.
Wait, before you go, I have a question. Is there a way to do testing? Like I know Adam totally blew up Phylus Bioscience, so we can't go to them.
No, there's no problem.
Is there any way to test someone's genetics to say beyond a reasonable doubt that it's landrace?
For landrace?
You can do it. They use the same equipment that they use with testing wine. Great.
it just goes back to what's going to be your medium. What's your base? Like, what are you testing it against? What does it have to look like? What is a
You
proven
can.
land
You'll be
base?
able to see if it's not got a bunch of polyhybrid bullshit in it. That's for sure. So,
I mean.
so you can go reverse.
What's the company? Who does that?
Gotta find a friend.
Probably all different testing companies. I mean, I think here Nordic Labs would probably.
Would
do it.
RM3 be able to do it?
don't
Ian?
Maybe
I bet they know somebody.
they know somebody who knows somebody. So, well, thanks, Bob, for joining us again. That was awesome, and
So nice.
we'll definitely link up whenever possible. And whenever you have a drop with James, feel free to come back on. It'd be great.
And if you're not doing
Guys,
anything
have a good
next
one.
week, we're on for 24 hours.
Oh yeah,
Feel free to
24-hour
give
show.
us a
We
call.
can call in.
We need
right.
content.
We need people late night. We need people who stay up really late. That's what
Breeders.
we need. And that's all of us because we usually start work late.
That's most of breeders. Yeah, they're staying up. That's usually when they grow.
Yeah,
Some people grow during the day. A lot of breeders grow at night because it's cooler.
I just do it at night. Yeah, exactly, and just to have like a place to go and not have to deal with it. Daytime is all Babylon bullshit, and then you got to go home and be like, finally,
There's always a night grower.
solitude, right?
But we'll send you a link because definitely tell us. I want to continue this because I'm fascinated because I had a breeding company reach out to us years ago and they had all these landrace strains and, I just don't buy it.
Oh, well, buy his.
That's right.
There you go.
See you later.
At Seeds Here Now. See you guys later. Peace.
CJNow.com.
Thanks, Bob.
CJNow.com. Enter the done deal at CeedsHereNow.com.
Yep. Bob's like, all right, get the wife. How do I turn off this
adjust that heart
crazy
and
Jane?
soil
How do I
shirt.
stop this crazy thing?
He's over 30, under 50.
There you go. Hey, welcome back. We're still here, or however we want to readdress it. Mr. Brett Anderson from Heart and Soil.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Well, I figure we're going to be hanging out next week. We might as well not try to do the interview in the middle of chaos, and because 24-hour show is like it's like getting a tattoo at a fucking convention. The whole show. You're like, hey, I did an interview, but we were all like, wow, what's going on?
And half the people were all, on mushrooms or some shit.
More than half.
Probably
Probably about 90% of them.
Exactly. And then what is it?
Do you guys do mushrooms?
Adaptogens from Miles. I think he'll probably be handing some of those out.
Nice.
I heard those keep you up. So.
Right? Well, it's going to be necessary. So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Who else do we have coming down there? Who have you spoken to that's coming down? We have Viola,
Yeah.
Canyon,
Yeah.
possibly Ozo. Don't
We need
hold me to-
Ozo, dude. It's a fucking 24-hour show. If there's
I'll-
not something a coffee company should be coming in and sponsoring, it's a 24-hour show.
We need y'all to go to
we need
ozocoffee.com.
Well, you
tell
guys,
them the need.
everybody out there who drinks coffee, you got to help us out. You got to go to ozocoffee.com, enter Done Deal, buy some coffee. And then it'll be easier for me when I groveled him to set up a booth in Denver in addition to the 7 stores he has to run. You know, if he says, "Hey, look at all the coffee Rosendog's
Yes,
bought last
Bonsai
week."
Woodworks. It's Rosin Mids. You called it.
Anyways,
What's that?
Rosin Mids on the.
Oh, it is not. It was good bud. It was really good.
It's not a
bud.
screen. It's a towel. So it's towel texture. By the way, not a screen.
back to our guest.
So yeah, you're going to be there with.
Brainstrap will be there. Matt Aldridge
That's right.
will be there representing Brainstrap and Area 420, sharing the booth.
Yeah.
I know Miles will be there.
And we got a few more, and we got a few more that are popping in. Like purposely didn't go aggressive because I saw that there's going to be a seed swap that ends at 4:20 or ends at 4 o'clock, and it's around the corner.
It's at Dave's.
It's
At Dave's
yeah,
house.
and so they're all going to
I
come.
found out about it
So
yesterday.
we'll get at least half of them. Will probably end up at. I already put open invitation. Come on over.
I'm going to go over there and I'll bring as many people over as I can.
and then they'll have a couple tables set up, and it'll be like, all right, it's $50 per person. So if you want 5 guys on a table, it's $250. You want 1 on a table, it's $50. I don't give a fuck, but just give me $50. Sell us whatever the fuck you want. You know what I mean? Go for it, kids. Shakedown Street is officially open. Ding ding. Everybody
Yeah, I was
fucking.
gonna
with the
ask
dead
you, like,
reference.
How did it kind of go down last year? Like I know.
No, well, last year we were at. So the thing is, last year we were
cold.
at Area 420. So we were we had a freshly painted, ready to go studio.
Freshly vaccinated Dave.
And then Dave was all paranoid as fuck, and he had to go in the back.
Paranoid? It was a
like-
fucking pandemic.
He was scared, so he went into his own room in the back. So and then locked the door and was like, "Don't come
lock
in
the door.
unless you're vaccinated. You
Had a
can't
sign
come
on the
over."
door said, "Please."
And this is
if
when
you-
half the people were and half the people weren't, or even less. So it was one of those shows. And then it was so cold at night out there, though. It's like it's not so bad in the daytime, but once it turned night, it was.
Oh, I know. I slept there.
It was ridiculous, and so people were like on this, like up to the window of our, like, we're freezing.
They turned the stove on.
Oh, they
I
had-
mean, the
oh, they
oven
had-
with the door open to heat the room.
yeah.
That was the
tried.
extent of their heating.
They
The
didn't have-
recent trip.
but
there
it's
was a
better
dead
than-
cat.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry
I
about
was there for that.
Yeah, thank you.
dead
We
cat?
shared
Oh,
that
my-
moment.
We shared that moment, and she was like, and me and Matt let her know that cat was sleeping, and that cat was
It was
sleeping.
fucked up.
That cat was sleeping. That cat was fine. The
Yeah.
cat was sleeping. We just,
Yeah, party in Dave's caboose.
That was last
No.
year,
That
Mike
was last
Denver.
year.
That's where the stripper pole is.
So yeah, so last year was cool, and I was
So this
talking
is
to
gonna be
Mike.
totally different than last year.
Yes.
Yes, because
This is gonna be completely different than last year.
The
we
reason-
don't know what the hell we're doing.
It'll
No.
be good.
I'll show up.
and the reason
I'm
that
gonna
we
try to stay awake.
and the reason that we did it, this literally was because Vinny was like adamant about not being in the cold this year. He's like, we got to do something inside next year. It's got to be somewhere indoors. And then he put it all together as far as he figured out the spot. And then we got Willie Waldman, who was playing last year at our thing. So now he's got a whole official thing.
I am
And
so
it's gonna
glad
be
that Vinny is thinking about the quality of the show, making sure that when we have to talk for 24 hours,
Yeah.
that they'll be able
Oh,
to
we have the
hear.
back room now. We have
We'll
the
be
back room.
Sure.
comfortable,
Yeah, it's all
and all
good.
the vendors will be
100%.
comfortable.
I whined and we got the back room.
No, Vinny just was too nervous in the service and didn't really want to ask the right guys. And Willie went, dude, I just talked to, don't worry, Jay's a great guy. He's got it all. So it's all good. Yes, 100%. We're good.
Then, Vinny, I take back all the things I've said about you putting the Willie Waldman show above the quality of the Adam Dunn show.
No,
Thank you.
No, it's all good, guys. So anyway,
You, Dave.
right?
I
There you
finally
go.
agree. Fuck you, Mark.
So yeah, it's gonna be.
Sucker.
And the best part is if you wear a fedora and I wear a fedora and we can wear the same shirts, we can just run around and just blame each other for everything. Like, I don't know, dude.
Swap seats.
Yeah, we'll do the
I'm
old.
gonna have to get you, we'll get you a shirt.
Yeah, just
You
give me
know,
a shirt.
that
Give me a shirt, and we'll be good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I got a hat that's similar to that, so I'll bring the same one.
Hell yeah.
We'll fuck people up. They'll be
So
like,
it's open consumption. We can bring our dab rig,
dude, whatever you want to do. Don't
bring
worry.
our
about it.
torch.
Whatever you want.
Is that a go? Is that
Yes.
a go?
Yeah, it's a go.
Okay.
We've told them we're smoking out the place. He said, no problem,
The
whatever.
eyes-
Keep it in the
the
back.
eyes
I was like, no problem, we got you.
Got it. In the back, not at the seed table there.
No, at the seat table is in
Really?
the
Never
back.
gets
The whole
in
back.
that back area.
The whole back area. The whole back area is our area, and it's like seed swap. It's where basically Willie got it all cleared. He said, there's going to be like major smoke, and like tons, like it's going to be so much smoke. You know what I mean? And the guy's like, It's all good, Vinny. No, it's
Then
all
I'm
good. Yeah.
fucking glad that we're in the back,
Yeah.
and when the smoke alarm goes off, we don't have to scramble down that
what I was
fucking
thinking.
steep stairs.
Don't worry.
No
There's
smoke alarm. I'm sure they have ventilation.
They know what's
There's
up.
been famous stuff. Adam's been caught on camera when the smoke alarm went off at the car dealership. It was
that
one of
was
the funniest
car
videos
dealership
I
with
saw.
millions of dollars of things. This guy runs this place like he knows what's up. The smoke alarms are like everyone's got a fucking thing on top of them. I'm sure.
What lady did I piss off, Elka?
Which one?
I must have forgot it. I pissed someone off. Me?
I can't believe that
Me?
you piss off anybody.
Right?
So let's talk about Heart and Soil. How long you been doing this for?
So I've been growing since 2000. I mean, legally since 2010. Out here, 2011, out here in Colorado. Started working for Kind Love. Kind of moved my way up in the chain there. Worked at a couple other big dispensary or big, corporate grows. 55,000 square feet was the biggest I managed. And then I started working for another seed company. Kind of learned, kind of the back end of everything. Learned how to breed, and then while I was doing that, probably about 4 years ago, was when I started this project. Kind of as I was working for this other company.
And were they doing organic stuff too, or they were kind of just
They were
doing?
not doing organic stuff.
Can't imagine if they were corporate.
And I just don't even, we won't even need to give that person any airtime.
No,
So-
but Kind Love, I definitely was like.
Well,
that.
we don't want to say.
Kind Love was my
I
go-to.
like apples.
Kind Love was my go-to. Like send people from out of town who needed a spot to go to because I always felt like they came back happy. Like, yeah, it was cool, good. It's easy parking and it made a lot of sense. It was like instead of telling them go to this place that the parking sucks and the people are douchebags and what I mean. But there they were.
No, I was, I left there, on a good note, and I always had nothing good, nothing but good things to say about them. And a cut above. If you're in Denver,
Oh, yeah.
a cut
Yeah.
above
Shout out to
is
Cut Above.
the best place, in my opinion, to shop for rosin and flour. So, but so I started this project about 4 years ago. I actually traveled to Peru and hiked the Inca Trail. And while I was in Cusco, I was given some local herbs and and brought back some seeds. And the rest is kind of history. I've been doing breeding and growing. I've seen hundreds of different strains. I know what I like, and the Peruvian was really interesting in terms of its structure, its finish time, and just the history of Peru and the agriculture there really triggered my spidey sense, hey, maybe this is something special to play with. So I went back home and did some F2s and BXs and a bunch of different variations. I think there was 26 different crosses or something.
Right.
And then from those lines, I really narrowed it down and really selected. I started with the Peruvian punch and kind of incorporated that into my lines. And then I was lucky enough to work with somebody who had family in Mozambique and Malawi. And got me some local seeds from there.
Yeah.
So I did a Mozambique line.
Because Malawi actually is some fire coming out of there too.
It is, yeah. And I got something called Spice Trader, which is Malawi and Mozambique crossed together. And we have somebody who just growing some right now that they're just stacked. Especially for sativas, it's just some really interesting herbs.
Sure.
And then really what I've been playing with the last year or so, or 2 years, has been the Afghans. I was lucky enough to get some seeds from a U.S. service member that brought some, a couple hundred seeds back, and I was able to get 60 seeds and kind of do an F2 project or F1 project technically. And then I've been doing F2s and just released or doing some testing of BXs. I think I gave you some seeds from some of those lines, and that's kind of the long and short of what I've kind of done over the past 4 years is incorporated some you have the term land race, which it's hard to pinpoint land race, right? Like how do we define land race? So I typically use the term heirloom because it was handed down, grown in the same region, and passed down over generations.
I mean, you could consider definitely if you really want to go back, you can find some in in Afghanistan and places like that. There's definitely
Oh
something.
no, I'm not saying they don't exist.
But for sure, yeah, it's probably smart to do. Yeah, the heirloom definitely covers the bases.
Yeah, it covers it, and
It's like all natural. It's not quite organic.
Exactly.
We're covering as many
Yeah,
bases
so-
as we can.
So using the term land race, I was using that term earlier on, and some people just really don't like it. So heirloom kind of covers it all.
Sure.
But I do a lot of crosses with
Chamba. Did you heard of that one from that region? The Chamba, because Chamba is basically Chamba's like kind bud. So it's like, again, you're sort of referencing the best of the best at the time, let's say. But the Chamba coming from there is like it's in a lot of this stuff. It's the stuff that really hits you sideways. You know what I mean? Because it's like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's really strong, but it's also like, it comes out of left field in a sense. So like why are you not talking? What's going on? Like I'm like zoned out. You know what I mean? Like that kind of weird high.
Different kind of cannabinoids, different THCVs. And
a lot of THCV probably.
That is really, and that's what really kind of prompted this whole project. Is like, I think a lot of genetics are really getting bottlenecked. And just breeding, for high THC and look, and yield, and you really miss out on a lot of cannabinoids and a lot of terpenes when you do that. So I kind of wanted to go back to like the beginning, building blocks, so to speak, and kind of recreate some of my own things that, that I really enjoy about land races, which is the vigor, the resistance to pest and disease and things, pathogens. A lot of these land races really hold a lot of the keys for a lot of these, resistance, in my opinion. So that's kind of why I went back to a lot of these.
I could definitely, because also you can imagine that a lot of these plants that have been overbred are like have slowly been chinked away depending on their like every mom coming or every different element coming in has its own issues because they've just like whenever you do any sour D crosses, you're like powdery mildew might be an issue. You know what I mean? It's just because it's inherent in that line and it's just there.
There's certain holes in every line, yeah.
Yeah, and so you don't want, and so you know that's there. Yeah, so if you breed it to the right thing, it helps. But if you breed it to something else, it's also got it. It's like, oh my god, now it's just like a magnet. You know what I mean? Like it's like literally the gets it before anything else. So yeah, there's
gets powdery mildew before it grows its first leaves.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's definitely things out there that like it's like how squash just gets it all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like you grow it, it's all beautiful, and then one day you come out and you're like, oh my god, everything's got this fucking downy mildew on it or whatever. And plant can kind of deal with it because it's dealt with it every single year, so it's kind of like whatever. I'll look ugly and still grow something, But yeah, land races definitely might have a little more resistance for that.
Yeah, so that was the goal, and earlier on, started with sativas, and then now we're working with more indica type strains. So we kind of went from 12, 13 plus weeks stuffed, and now we've really worked our lines down to like 9 and 10 weeks. So it's more digestible for the typical grower. And earlier on, most people didn't want to grow a lot of our stuff because it was just so long. But now we have such a wide variety. Everything from a 9-week or even some 8-week strains all the way up to those 13-week strains for people who still want them. So.
What was the original number on the Peruvian seeds that you had? Like what you said, a handful, but was it like a 20 seeds or 50 seeds? Or?
Yeah, I think there was like 12 seeds or something. Not very many.
Okay, so just a few.
Not very many. Very small selection of those.
But I mean, it's interesting that you had keep. Now, is that grown indoors or outdoors? The original ones.
The original ones from the actual seeds that I popped, they were grown outdoors. Were grown outdoors. Okay,
and then those. And they finished, but they all kind of finished within a tight band, or they were kind of a little bit all over the place, or
most of them were around 13 weeks, but the ones that I chose to move forward with were closer to 12 weeks.
Okay.
Which was, there were some that were not finished at 13 weeks too.
Right.
So I didn't move forward with those.
Sure. And then you had a bunch of other crosses that you've been like. So then, obviously, it's not like you're not only that was your start, but you also have a whole bunch of other.
We crossed it to wedding cake. We crossed it to Mac 1. We crossed it to what else did we? I mean, we did a ton of other stuff. Drew a blank. Oh man. Not Indiana bubblegum. No, I'm drawing a blank, but Gorilla Glue number 4, GMO, just some of like
Yeah.
the more,
Yeah,
at the time, they're, they're
the heavy hitters of the
heavy
moment.
hitters, and then just some of the stuff that I had, Alien Rock Candy from Kind Love, Alien Rock Candy S1 that I had made itself that ended up being some crazy fire, Chunky Herb. Just a bunch of different things. The Mindo Breath Purple Punch cross did one of the, it was one of the best. And we took that and it crossed into Peruvian, and that was the Peruvian Punch. And then we took that through a lot of different lines. You'll see, there's the Peruvian Punch line that had, we got F2s, of that line that sold out. I think those sold out about 2 years ago. But we've incorporated the Peruvian Punch into, just about every line that we did. Actually, every line that we did. The Mozambique line, the Afghan Punch F2 line, all that different stuff. So we've kind of taken things that we've made, and that we've done that with 24 things that we've made. Is made them years ago, worked them, pheno hunted them, and then took those and kind of proceeded with the lines. So just trying to
Well, that's also the thing that's good about that too is that you're like, starting.
I'm actually growing my stuff out too.
Starting your own, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's interesting to try with a bunch of things that are already out there, but at least you're one side that you're your other 50%.
One toe in the familiar pool.
Yeah, that better than anybody, which is always good,
Yeah, and it's that Peruvian's really unique, and the Peruvian Punch really yields a bunch of wide variety of crazy terpenes that people are like, man, I've never tasted anything like this. Same thing with the Taste the Rainbow line, and we've incorporated a lot of high terpene varieties into our lines. Because that's what I like.
Did you get terpene test? You ever get any terpene tests? Like just sort of.
We haven't. Well, we have, but I haven't had terpene tests on everything.
Yeah.
I think one of them was the arroz con pollo, was the Peruvian Punch and the GMO. So that's chicken and rice for all you people.
Mark,
few gringos.
It's chicken and rice.
Yeah.
Just
Chicken
in
and
case
rice.
you didn't know.
Chicken and rice is chicken and rice. But yeah, arroz con pollo. It was,
He's like,
that ended up being a super terpy, wide variety of terpenes. And I don't have it handy.
Well, the GMO. The GMO is one of those things where it imparts a pretty mouthy like feeling on almost anything that it touches. It becomes so recognizable though now that you can really, even if it's a quarter of it, you can taste it. You know what I mean? It's like, it's definitely. But it has. Luckily, it has a very good taste.
Like lemon G, for example, is one of those terpenes that like just
Same
saturate any dabs or any concentrates that you put lemon G in. You're like, oh, that has lemon G in it. I can taste it.
Right. Exactly.
And a Jackie.
And the Jack, same thing. So it's like they all have that. That's why I said I feel like it's a little bit like a Jack terp, not like really like a Jack terp, but in the sense that it just you'll taste it. It's like a GMO in it. It's like of course GMO cookies. Blah, 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 blah. And it's only even like a quarter or an eighth of the plant, but it's still tasty on the front end more than anything.
Checking had a question for Brett.
Yeah.
Did you work with the Oregon grape at all while you're at Kind Love?
Oregon grape.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with
That's
that
just
one.
Blue Dream.
That was from Mike Denver. He was asking the question. So, I was just asking the question for
I
him.
love lemon tree too.
There you go. Well,
Oh, you said it was Blue Dream? Is that what you're saying?
I was making a joke. What was it like
I couldn't tell who was saying that. I was like, the Kind Love had Blue Dream, but they had a lot of different strains. But I couldn't remember that one.
What was it like to work for Mr. OxyClean himself? I always thought Max was a bit of a wild card.
I was at the tail end of that. I was lucky enough to be at the beginning, towards the beginning. I started the R&D facility before they even built the big facility. I was part of that build out. I was part of that upscale. I was part of the buyout. So all that stuff I kind of witnessed, and that's part of the reason I work for myself.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, what do you think of David?
I'm no longer working.
Is that leather jacket guy or?
Well, Max.
Who is the leather jacket guy?
David, right? David Spitz.
David.
I hung out with him. So when I first came, I would go, and he was still there, but he was, I think, like not even allowed to come in at certain times. I don't know. It was one of those.
He
deals.
was a very hard-nosed Israeli businessman, and Max.
Yeah. So he didn't. He was about the money first and about the medicine second.
Yeah.
And and that's not to say that the products there aren't good and it's not a great place. But it was a timely transition, and I don't want to say too. I mean, it's just
Sure.
Yeah, he's a businessman, right? And,
he was a businessman, but I always felt that when you entered into the industry that we loved so much, and you literally had the largest nest egg. I mean, he just divested OxyClean for $250 million, and he could have been great. Kind Love could have been fucking amazing. He could have just gone organic. He could have used his money and had a good marketing thing, and it just.
It's double tier. The facility's beautiful, built out. I think they have double stacks, rollout.
Of course they do.
They have a virtual room.
There's
now.
money involved.
There's
He's
like
like,
a
double stack
virtual
that.
floor. When you pick up the weed, there's like shit that you can see, like a virtual grow in their
Crazy.
store now.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I haven't purchased anything from the store in years. Well, that's not true. I actually went in there and bought some flour not too long ago. But I didn't see that. But yeah, it's a great place. But it's yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I got a call yesterday from Vank's Talent. I don't know if you guys know who Vank's is. They do cannabis placement. So they're like a headhunter for the cannabis industry.
Gotcha.
So I get.
You haven't
calls
been
from them
headhunted
every
yet?
once- I get calls from them. You should, if you're looking for, they're a great company, but they're at most cannabis events that I've been to in the past couple of years. But they reached out to me. They reach out to me every couple of months, and I'm just like, hey, and this time I was like, hey man, if they don't grow organic, if they're not doing no-till living soil, and they don't want to do pheno hunts of new genetics, go ahead and take me off the list. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I don't. It's just like this last thing they pitched me. It's just like
Yes.
it's a vertically integrated grow with LEDs, and it's great. But they're doing salts, and and there's a
Right.
place for that. It's just not. That's not my place.
Sure.
You know?
No,
And,
you don't want to get
like,
locked in
kinda-
it unless you got
like-
give me half and I'll think about it maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But,
Give me
and I'll go
half.
build my own. But
And then I'll say
I think
no.
I think no-till living soil, organics, permaculture, KNF, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
All those efforts, that's what I want to be a part of, and that's what our mission is and always has been since day one. Is we want to be a part of the positive change in the industry. We don't want to be just like part of the industry or like be successful. That's not the goal. Like we want to be like a positive. We want to make a positive impact on people, the plant, the process. And there's all different types of ways you can do that. And we just try to just do what we do. And when people ask, we tell them anybody that'll listen what we're doing. But other than that, I've kind of separated myself from like the quote unquote corporate cannabis industry for the last couple of years because of that reason. Like there's a lot of people that I know that have just been really burned out by that industry. And I think, you can kind of see there's labor unions, cannabis labor unions that are starting to form. And there's a reason for that. It's because there's a hole and there's a gap in that labor market. And I think it needs to be spotlighted that, hey, we can have a voice and we do like have a say in how our medicine is grown. And, when we vote with our dollars, organics, they get more shelf space all the time because we vote with our dollars, so we just got to keep doing that.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's like good example, biggest fucking company in America, Walmart. Every time I go there, I'm like, dude, their organic section is getting bigger and bigger. Like they're just like, fuck, because it's the only thing that's selling. You know what I mean? People come in, they buy it because they're like, okay, not that it's. I mean, I'm always a little sketch on if it's really organic, but sometimes I'm there. I'm like, holy shit, they like are
I
locking
think
down.
they're too big not to be. Somebody would blow the whistle on them. Go, look, we're showing you where they buy it from Safeway.
I think a lot of times it's like they don't. I think it's just fucking bullshit, greenwashing anyway. But for the most part,
all they gotta do is have it good for a couple months when they do come do the testing.
they know all the tricks, just like we know all the tricks. Exactly. It's like you give them you grow these ones over here in totally clean.
You test this one.
This is the
test this
testers. These are the testers over here.
There was also a question as to what was the name of that recruitment company again?
I think it's Vankst.
VANGST. GST. Now I
Yeah.
remember.
Very easy name to remember. Jesus Christ. Vangs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
You
it's not
know,
a mouthful at
it's a
all.
word that never existed. But
Or call Ray Navis Recruiting. You can look him up, Kevin. He's in California.
But yeah, I don't know exactly where the company is based out of, but the couple cannabis events I've been to the past couple of years, they've been there, and they have found a lot of people, a lot of great jobs. But I guess my point to that is just like there's not very many companies out there doing it the way you and I would like to see them do it. And there are some. There's like I always point to Green Life Industries, or I think it's Green Life or Green Productions, out in Las Vegas. They do no-till living soil on large scale. People ask like, "Oh, can that be done at scale?" Like, "Hey, that's fun in your basement and all, but can that be done at scale?" Well, of course it can. Of course it can, and that's a good. I like to see examples of those things being done at scale to show the.
is that greenhouse? Is that greenhouse in scale, or is that?
It's all indoors. It's all indoors.
Okay, that's interesting.
Use, LEDs or.
Verde, where Top Dog's at. JJ from Top Dog. He works so closely with Verde, and they do all no-till. Their beds are like 5 years.
That's good. I can't believe I didn't mention them. They're local too. Yeah, Verde Naturals.
So does Helping Hands Herbals in downtown Boulder also has several rooms going
Good to know.
organic no-till.
Great.
Two says he's pro-till. No, not pro-till.
He says he loves to till though. He's a
He
tiller.
loves it. He loves it. He's out there right now. Fuck you and your no-till.
Are you familiar with Dank by Pink? Just because you said you shop at A Cut Above.
Yes, I am.
The Flamingo guys. What do you think of their flower? Be honest.
I don't know. I can't. It's not right in front of me. I'm not smoking it right now, so I can't put a finger on it. But it's been a long time since I smoked their flower. I remember when they used to have their own store, and that's when I bought their flower last.
When they were at Trill.
What's that?
Were they at Trill?
Trill, they must have been. I remember it wasn't at Cut Above that I bought their flower, I guess is what I remember.
Oh, Eclipse. I'm just curious just because they're competing recently and they've been placing in a lot of cups, and I just wanted to see if you've tried them.
No, I know that they've always they've always been in the conversation though, and there's a reason for that.
It's probably really positive, huh?
I don't know. I can't confirm or deny. I don't know where you're going with this. So
I was just wondering if you know Johnny. You seem like you're close with the community.
Yeah, and I am close to with community a lot, but I try to stay out of a lot of like the quote unquote drama or whatever. I do a lot of like kind of like Adam does, like zenning out in my basement.
Yeah, a lot of zenning out.
So, wait, you were at the seed exchange a few weeks ago where those two cats had a booth set up. Who all they were talking about is how in the last 20 years, man, we've lost 5 years of atmosphere. And in like 80 years, there'll only be atmosphere for people to be 3 feet tall. And
What?
Yeah, and then he was going on about the topsoil and how we only have like 45 years of topsoil left. I'm like,
I mean,
dude,
some of those are true-ish facts, but I don't know about the three.
True-ish facts.
True-ish facts.
So-
I don't know about the 3 foot tall.
True-ish.
So the reason I was asking this was not drama. Is I used to be the head grower for Dank by Pink, and
Okay. And
and-
I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't know.
No, is they just sell a lot of their product to A Cut Above, and they work really closely together. So I was just seeing if you had smoked any
I
strains.
know that
from
like
them.
snacks. I know snacks packs through A Cut Above.
Snacks packs. No, they're great company.
I thought you were trying to get the throwdown going there.
Oh, you guys are
because
fighting?
you heard about what we're going to be doing. We're going
No.
to be moderating an LED
That's
battle.
why I had to
Are we now?
clarify.
Is it going to happen?
Oh,
still?
it's going to happen. Oh, yeah. It's definitely going to happen.
Not Illuminar.
No.
Illuminar's out.
In fact, I was hoping we could get Eric to be like our expert, like have
Why
him.
don't we get Wolf, man? The Wolf Man. Come on, that's more exciting because the Wolf Man will start a fight. He'll get all crazy.
Okay.
Sounds like sounds like a better.
I have
podcast.
heard about the parties involved. I don't think fighting is going to be a problem for
No.
us. They're going to go at it. They
People
have
are
been.
gonna fight.
Well, we could do
Not
Wolf
fist fight.
as a referee, like with a referee suit. Oh yeah, mouth fight. That'd be
No,
good.
we need
Not
we need a
fight.
PhD like lighting guy who like when
Nobody
these
talks
guys
shit.
start shouting stuff like mine does 56.5 micromoles per. He goes, no, I'm sorry, physics doesn't allow that. I'm looking at my book right
Ching,
here.
ching, ching,
We're gonna be
calculating.
just fine.
Yeah, no, seriously, they reached out to us. I won't even say the two companies. They got into some online spat. Like somebody, it's almost like somebody just made a claim. What I hear in my head is they made a claim and they're getting more customers than we have. So we're mad. So we went back and said, you can't make that claim. And then they came back at us and it's been going up. And they said, why don't we settle this in the court of Adam Dunn Show?
There you go. That sounds like a point. That sounds like a whole
I
new
like
show.
it.
Yeah,
I like
that
it.
sounds like a whole new show. We should start a whole new thing.
Well, let's let this
The
one,
beef court.
you know,
Dun,
and
dun,
we'll,
dun,
like,
dun,
we'll
beef court.
wear robes and we'll have a gavel.
Yeah.
And they were very concerned. They're like, well,
Oh,
I
gavels.
said, stepping over people is what I do, but we have to have mute buttons on them. They're going to have to agree to ground rules because it sounds like they like to shout at each other. And that ain't going to float here. We're the only ones that can shout
Oh
at
yeah,
people
we're
here.
the ones who can step
Okay.
on everybody and shout. That's our style. That's my.
Oh,
that's our-
rosin dogs.
What happened to
Damn.
that? What'd he do?
Look at him he's fat shaming me.
He did.
You're fat shaming me?
Oh.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Anyway, it's gonna be fun. It was supposed to happen today. Like they called up, they're ready to go. Let's go. And then I said, okay. And they were like, wait, did you say okay? You can do it tomorrow? I said yes. What do you think? We have guests lined up?
No,
we're
of
ready to
course
go. I call Adam. I'm like, you down for this? Yeah. And then they're like, oh, sorry. Maybe we can do it on your 420 show.
Fight, but not right now. Not right now.
Yeah.
Well, one of them is in Denver, and I told him if we're going to do this, you can't come into the studio. It would not be fair for the other party. You both gotta, have the same connection and all that shit.
Same bad connections, please.
Exactly.
Yeah, you have to both.
Yeah, we'll
have
see.
the
Thank you,
Rosin.
Rosenberg.
That'll be fun.
Well, whoever has a better
cover.
connection wins. It's like almost like it's literally like a battle. It'd be like, what do you
That's funny.
mean?
Somebody does a little recon. Oh, dude, they're going to be on fucking CenturyLink, man. We could just talk, and it'll totally we got him.
We're jamming them up.
You guys are hilarious.
What do you mean? You're going to have to be in a robe too?
Yeah, you are too.
Yeah.
You're going to be the bailiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we say
Imaginary
robe, we
bailiff.
mean a black judge's robe. You're not going to walk out in like some, terry cloth little bath thing you have going on. Okay,
I
it's a
wasn't
black
thinking
robe.
what you were thinking.
Terry cloth. Oh my god.
Am I dating myself? What is it? They don't make robes out of terry cloth anymore.
Terry cloth. Come on, buddy.
Metal?
on, boomer.
I didn't know what. I'm not even going to say it because I'll get laughed at again. Anyway,
Yeah, what the fuck is a terry cloth?
Yeah, don't.
it's a robe, like the
It's
like
a robe.
towel.
Towel.
It's a type
Towel
of material.
material.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a type of
I just-
material. There you go. See, two guys. Who
Fuck you, Mark.
Yeah, you need your own button, right?
Wait, Pinsky is lurking? Where?
I know,
Pinsky's
that's
on this?
what I thought was that was a good
No, Pinsky's got his own stuff going on right now.
he's
He's a
busy.
media mogul.
He's busy right
He's
now.
a media
Yelling at
mogul.
people. You saw his latest yelling at people. That was his new thing.
Well, no, he did his classic yesterday.
What's that?
He got on his motorcycle and turned on his
Oh, I
little
know.
thing so
The
you see
classic.
him
Yeah,
riding.
yeah.
I ride just like like it's the Howard Stern thing. Why do you listen? Because I just want to hear what he's going to say next.
Right.
I just want to hear what he's going to say next. I really do. I find him compelling.
There you go.
Can I ask you who some of your favorite breeders are currently?
question.
Look at you with the questions and shit.
Wow.
Good job.
Well, I gotta plug my buddy Covert. I use a lot of Covert genetics in my crosses, and he's a good friend of mine. We do a lot of work together. Covert Genetics, at Covert Genetics on Instagram. Yeah, good. Big Body Gelati is one that we've used quite frequently. You like that name?
Look how
Yes.
excited she got. Damn.
Yes. That's Lotto 95. That's Kim DI 95. So that's a super chunky Kim cookie structure thing. But yeah, that's one of my a good guy, good breeder. I really like compound genetics. I've always really liked compound genetics work. A lot of times it's been either I haven't been able to get exactly what I was looking for. They all sold out, or their packs are $500 or something crazy. But yeah, compound super fire.
That's good.
I just got some
Definitely
jet
good work.
fuel. I just got some jet fuel that's on the way from somebody who I got some packs from them. So we'll be incorporating those into lines. Who else?
Not Brainstrap, that's for sure.
I love Brainstrap. You guys put Brainstrap too much shit.
Not Brainstrap. That's
I'm here to defend him. No, he doesn't need defending. He doesn't need
No,
defending.
he's a Marine. He can take care of himself.
He can do it.
His garlic, he can take care of himself.
I
Garlic gas though, he gave me a big sample pack when I first met him, and he gave me like the seeds to match the bud, which is pretty cool.
Right.
And everything was great. Tropical funk was great, some good stuff, but garlic gas was one that really stuck out. So
There you go.
yeah,
Shout
that's
out.
fire.
Shout out to Brainstrap.
Shout out to
Gotta-
Brainstrap Genetics out there.
Brainstrap Genetics.
Just rocking it out in Moffat, Colorado with his
Rocking.
garlic funk punch.
There you go. Look at you. Look at
Well,
you.
what was the one that you got? I got the funk punch, which was okay.
I
It
got
was
the
good.
tropical funk or something.
That one was really fire.
Yeah, that was good.
All you can eat at Dave's Bagel Hole.
Nice.
Nice, Rosin Dogs.
Yeah, I think I'm not really like a fan necessarily of breeders. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
we all
wanna-
suck.
Oh,
We're the worst. You don't want to.
Me too.
Yeah, well, look at us. Look at us. Degenerates.
Great shame.
degenerates.
Great shame everywhere.
So there's breeders that do a great job on some stuff, and that's not to say that the projects or whatever, but like I like to just select plants. Like I don't know, it's just tough for me. Like like GMO, slap and tickle. A lot of these strains like just make their way
Slap
into my
and tickle?
into my hands.
Cult
Have you
leader.
ever heard of slap and tickle?
no, don't ask her that.
I want to breed
No,
it
you
with
don't
my
like-
chokeberry. I feel like they'd be a great cross already.
Which one? Chokeberry and
So
what?
slap and tickle
And
is
flicking beans.
GMO and grape pie. GMO and grape pie. It's phenomenal.
GMO and grape
Yeah,
pie, that would be pretty.
It's phenomenal. It's like everything good about GMO, but bigger buds, shorter stacks, earlier finish, and a little bit of grape flavor in there. It's
Best Cams
phenomenal.
is back.
Oh,
Best Cams, best Cams, best Cams, best Cams.
oh,
Is that you over
Sorry,
there?
we've
fucking
got
around?
some-
I think it's because he's
getting wild.
he wasn't paying attention just for a
Dave, put your pants back on.
I was putting a dab in the machine here for old Uncle Andy.
They know what happens though. They see you looking for a dab, and then they're like, "Quick, best cams, put it up, quick." We get bombarded by best cams dot whatever swag.
Another
Oh, he's
breeder that I
back.
just kind of recently discovered. I'm doing a skunk hunt right now. So there's a lot of breeders that I'm not a fan of right now because I found a lot of bullshit in my skunk hunt. But
Not TH Seeds, right?
Of course, number one.
What?
No, not TH Seeds or Sage Master. None of those companies, right?
They're the worst.
no, none of that. I would let people like that know privately if there was any issues. But
He wouldn't be there next
whatchamacallit? Where was I going with this? I just
You were talking about the skunks.
Bad skunks, bad
Nature
skunks.
Farm.
Skunks.
The Nature Farm. If you guys are familiar with the Nature Farm,
No,
have you ever heard of them?
no.
So they did a big project with the skunk, Uncle Fester's skunk 18 or something. And I was just really impressed. I didn't know anything about him. I had somebody reach out, be like, you got to give him a shot. And when you go hunt skunk, and he had a plant called the Silk Road skunk, which was original haze and skunk one.
Yeah, that's not gonna. There's not gonna. There'd be no.
Crossed the Uncle Fester skunk.
Okay.
And that plant was the most vigorous plant that I've seen in a long time. More on the sativa side, but just very, very impressive. I was impressed with all of its genetics, but yeah, that's another one that I can think of off the top of my head. It's just I pop a lot of seeds, but most of them have been my own for the past like 4 years. I popped some other people's seeds, but not a whole lot of people. And I do know a lot of breeders that and just a lot of genetics that like I don't like.
Yeah.
So
long list of.
That's why I kind of
don't.
went into new territory.
As it
I
should
don't
be.
want to miss those things. But what about you? What are some of your favorite breeders that I should look out for? Check out.
Me
That I
personally,
maybe don't know about.
Yeah, you. Come on, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Honestly, I love Capulator.
Right?
I love JJ. I love Duke. I will say I'm a little partial right now to that
Well,
trifecta.
Duke, of course. I just haven't been able to get any of his genetics.
I know, because he's
Want me to make a phone call for you?
Seedsherenow.com. Seedsherenow.com.
Yeah.
Yo,
Deal,
rare
Caesar.
dankness. I used to really
Speaking of
obviously
which-
be fond of.
Oh, Mark. Okay.
I did see that they were talking about the Kong earlier in the chat, though. And that, I don't know, but yeah, I like DNA from back in the day. I like a lot of stuff that they used to do. I would say, like, I don't know, Kosher, Larry, some of those like more, I don't know, but yeah, those are
You
probably my
like
favorite.
Larry when he's kosher?
Well, you know, Larry,
Right now is the perfect time.
OG,
Yeah, yeah.
Kosher Kush.
Passover is probably the best time
Right.
for
I
kosherness.
worked with a
I'm
kosher
just
kush
saying.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I did a kosher kush Peruvian punch cross.
I actually bred kosher as well with Moonshine Haze from Rare Digness. Just to see,
yeah.
Kosher Haze.
just to see, they're a little different.
What a perfect segue.
Yes, we do. We're going to have to go to shout outs, but what I want to do
Stay with us.
is I want to invite you to the after party, and I was going to call Miles and see if he wants to join us, because Wheat Should Taste
That's the
Good.
other link you gave me.
You don't need. You can
I
stay right
actually
here.
do cool stuff on
You
Friday.
can stay here because you'll be on. That's for people to watch, right? So you can send that link to anybody you wanted to watch it, and then I'll send a link to.
Oh, I see.
And I'll
I see.
send
Just
it.
go-
Yeah, that's to watch.
A proper answer is, are you fucking kidding me? It's Friday night. I have a fucking life. I'm going out. I'm not going to talk to you douchebags.
What?
That's acceptable.
Who, where, what?
He's married.
Oh no, it's only his anniversary too. It's his
What?
And it's Passover.
Oh my
10-year
God.
anniversary,
I'd be
I'm up
murderated.
at 5 in the morning.
and he's on the Adam
See?
Dunn Show.
First
not
night.
See,
getting knocking boots yet, but that'll be
Damn.
later. That's
Flicking
later on.
beans.
He's got
All right.
look at me.
flicking
Well,
It's Easter weekend.
buildasoil.com.
Buildasoil.com.
and so you can help us with all these because I'm sure you're familiar with all of our sponsors.
It's
Build a Soil,
$1.05,
I
Rosin.
started my business. I started my business off of Build a Soil. I used to do consulting, and I'll still do consulting if somebody will actually listen to me and pay me enough money. But I don't do that anymore. But I used to do that, and we bought all of our products from Build a Soil, and we had great success. And I still have pots from the soil that we built from Build a Soil, and I'm still growing in those pots. So we built out 50 30-gallon pots for this project, and they ended up just, it didn't work out. They don't live here in Colorado anymore, but I got all their lights and all their soil, and I've been building some crazy living soil out of their products. So they had solid
See, I'm just
solid
like sending
customer
texts and
service
shit.
anymore.
This is perfect.
Just give them a call at 855-877-SOIL. Ask for the done deal. They're probably going to say, I don't know what the fuck that is. Then just say, can I have a 10% discount? And you'll probably get it. But buildasoil.com, we don't know.
No, we blew the system up is what happened.
right.
Their system wasn't designed to put a discount in, and everybody tried to do it, and then it was like literally when you go to the supermarket and there's like, it's like you're like waiting in line, like what the hell's going on? And it's like the kid just first day at work. We just
That's
did it to
it.
everybody every day. What's that?
Eric came up with a great name for Kosher Kush by Malawi.
Oh,
Jews on Safari.
Damn.
Fucking winning.
Winning. Shut up.
I just sent
Winning.
you something too. You should make sure you bought that domain, by the way. You're giving away a free thing. Look there.
How colonious are you?
I know.
Buildasoil.com.
Dirty.
Next we got
Green Farms Med. If you don't have a med card, give Dr. Joe at Holos Health a call. Ask for the done deal. You'll get 15% off your med card. Or Dr. Mark Bronstein in Durango. Green Farms Med. Organic living soil.
everything we talked about.
Everything we talked about. He uses all of the organic input sponsors on the show.
Yeah.
So, and he gets his stuff from Build a Soil.
Started his
And look
stuff.
at
He
Andy's
started with
security
Build
here.
a
Put a
Soil,
camera
and
on
he
him,
also
Mark.
works
Oh, you
with
can see
our-
him off there.
Yeah, you can see him in my thing.
Yeah.
But definitely hit them up, get the done deal. They'll take care of you, and we'll be seeing. Hopefully,
Yeah,
be seeing him. He's
he's coming.
He's coming. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he's going to be coming through. So we'll have him at the show. So
So if you have a loved one that wants to explore cannabis and they're saying, you know what, maybe it'll help me sleep, but I don't want to smoke anything, go get them his tincture. It is amazing. Get the 2,500 milligram. Just take a few drops. You're distracting me. Shut the fuck up.
Whoa.
oh, he didn't even say a word. How can you shut the fuck up?
He's just.
Shut your hands up.
Yeah, shut your hands
that
up.
Yeah, your
escalated
hands.
quickly.
Oh, you're moving your hands.
Yes,
You're
this is
making-
Look
the
at this thing.
evolution of Dave. That's the shit
All
right
those
there.
kids.
That's
Yeah.
even
Doors.
Dave's little Instagram.
Don't do
Right?
that. And don't
Yeah.
make peanut noises, please.
Don't make peanut noises.
Yeah, whatever you do.
Over when I was talking,
Yeah, that's what your hands were doing. They were doing sign language in that.
greenfarmsmed.com.
That's what it came out like. You don't know how to do
Greenfarmsmed.com.
sign
That's what I
language.
heard in my head.
Yeah, because he
I
doesn't know how to
saw-
do sign language, so he was just making weird hand movements, and you heard the actual sign language. which is
Bokashi
so high right now.
Earthworks, not
Did you see him
Bukashi.
try
teamwork.
opening
Come
the
on,
door?
dude. Stop with the Bukashi stuff.
Bokashi
Stop with the
Earthworks.
Bukashi stuff.
You said that word. I didn't. When
Once
I asked about
earlier, not
Yes.
yes. the brand.
That's why I didn't say it because I didn't want to be corrected.
still
not
out
during
there.
the branding of the show.
Bokashi Earthworks.
There you go.
The
That's
done
the
deal
name.
there is 26%, right?
Did he boost it up to the over the?
Wasn't it?
No.
Or was it 25?
He was 25. He just right on under.
25% off. That's probably going to change because he's very generous. That's a really big discount. It'll probably become more reasonable soon.
Yeah, you better watch it. You better get in there
You better
now.
get in there now.
Before he becomes more reasonable. That's what, there you go. That's what it is.
Bokashi Earthworks or at Bokashi Earthworks on Instagram. Ask for the done deal.
Check back on some of the old episodes with Brandon because
Yeah.
he's the awesome.
He knows
awesome-
his shit.
He does, and he's always, just like everybody that we've been talking to earlier, is striving to make the most organic product. Oh, we have a Vinny call in. I see going in. Vinny
Oh yeah,
call in.
he's here. Yeah.
Vinny check in. Are you just hanging in the background now because you know we're doing ads or what?
Yeah, I know you're doing ads.
Okay, cool.
Shout out to
Hi,
Bokashi.
Vinny.
Shout out. Did you hear Andy get yelled at? Did you hear Andy get yelled at? You're missing on the fireworks. Andy's getting yelled at by Dave during the show.
Andy was like,
It's
dry
out of
humping the
control.
door.
It's out of control. Wait till the fucking Patreon is going to be really out of control. So
Out of control.
out of control. So Bokashi Earthworks, and check them out on Instagram. Same under the same. And like I said, check out some of the old episodes. Next,
Ozo coffee.
dude, I haven't had a coffee in 3 days. How's that?
What?
Not
Oh
allowed?
yeah, because you're doing.
What?
I'm
He's a
doing
cleansing guy.
Doing a cleansing, bro. Doing a.
He's had a
doing
headache for 3 days.
No
he says.
headaches. No headaches.
Oh, good.
One little mild one in the first day, but then after that it was gone. So,
Why aren't you fancy?
but no.
I got
headache.
Willie all jacked up this morning on some Ozo.
Oh, well, that's
We
great.
We were ready to go.
That's the last thing you want to do.
Yeah,
is
when you
jack
called
up-
in earlier, it looked like he was holding onto the seat of his.
Yeah.
While you're driving. He's like,
jacking up Willie. That's no good.
good stuff.
For sure.
You're Jack.
He was ready.
We're ready, man. We're ready for
Jackie
the Adam
Willie?
Dunn 24-hour radio
He's
show.
yes, he is.
We're advertising Ozo. How do you like Ozo?
Oh, Ozo's the shit, man. Ozo's the best.
It was right.
Everybody go out and empty their pockets right now.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
Andy Waldman.
20% off with the code Done Deal and.
Yeah.
get it-
Oh, there
get
you
it done.
go.
Go get 5
How can you
pounds,
say
get a
no?
free pound out
hold
of
on
that
a
5
second.
pounds.
Willie, play us something, buddy.
He's not ready to play. No, don't say it. Why did you do that? Never do
I can't
that.
believe he said that. Oh
Never
my
say
God.
that.
Of course he's
You
gonna
just
do
get
it.
one
You think he's
that
not
big?
ready? He's got a trumpet.
I
doesn't
know
have
he
a
does.
drum
He doesn't
set.
put- it's
He's
right
not a
there.
drummer. It's not like, all right, let me set my drums up and be like, all right, we're out of here. He's going to come out. We're done.
All right.
All right.
OzoCoffee.com. Enter Done Deal at checkout. You're going to get 20% off your order. I'm just telling you guys, we need you guys to buy some Ozo this week. We need a major push. Help us out. We want to keep them around.
Yeah,
we
we're
want to keep them
slacking.
happy.
There's only like Rosin Dogs and a couple other guys that are holding it
Yeah,
together.
we got to keep Adam in the coffee.
Keep me in the coffee, guys. Keep me in the coffee. Get yourself some
Let's
good
go.
coffee.
But do a favor for yourself, man, because
Yeah.
No,
like
we
seriously,
need the gods
it's good.
for the
It's
dog
good ass
show.
coffee. It's
You
worth the
won't
money.
drink anything else. after
Seriously,
that.
after I'm like, even if the Done Deal goes away, I have to buy a 5-pound bag every month.
Yeah.
It is
Sweet.
It's the
It's
shit.
good. It ain't no
Yeah.
joke. It's
And the thing is with coffee, you realize it quickly when you run out. You're like, all of a sudden you're out buying some other coffee, like, oh, this looks okay, and then you come home, and you're like, crap.
You don't want to buy mids. Get
No.
the good shit. You want top shelf.
Oh no.
Ozo.
Coconut
Well,
milk.
Adam, do you have a 50-pound bag for the 24-hour radio show?
I mean, I'm trying to get them to
Trying
figure
to get
that
them
out.
to just hang out with
We're
us.
like, hey guys, you know you're gonna need a lot of coffee. We got a lot of
a
coffee.
lot, like a 50-pound.
Yeah, because we're going to be eating a lot of Canyon edibles, Canyon THC.
Oh fuck yeah, we are.
Wow. I like how it said find the sweet
Look what we
spot.
got. We just ate a 50
Find the sweet
milligram
spot.
Poppet.
Jesus.
All right. Here's J-Lo's time to shine.
Oh, yeah.
Rosin,
Thank you.
you step away from
Suck
anything that
it.
you can get,
Lick it.
damaged.
Chew it.
So Adam, I talked to Jay Bianchi, and he seems to be fine with the Great American Huge Smokeout. I told him it was coming.
I know.
Yeah, but is he
I told him
fine?
The forest fire's bad. Wait till Adam Dunn shows up, man.
Willie,
There you go.
The whole city's on fire.
is he okay with us being in the back and
Oh
not in?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And I think we should just sweep it up a little bit, and then we're gonna.
Oh,
Start
no, we'll
Sunday.
clean it
And we'll get Andy down there.
Yeah, we'll clean it up.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
No, it's
Look
gonna
at
be
you
great, and he's cool with
dictating
the big
Andy to do
smokeout.
work.
No,
Yeah.
he said that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
He says, he goes, watch, they're not doing any work on the upstairs thing. And come Monday morning, Andy's going to get the phone call to build something in the back area.
No, there's no building. There's no
No,
building.
there's a back room back there.
There's
It's
no
really
building.
Nice, and they'll
We
give
got
you 2 walls from the
done.
band, so the music shouldn't bleed too bad.
Yeah, we already figured it out. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, actually.
So I'm looking
And
forward
Canyon,
to it.
And Canyon, our sponsor that we're talking about right now,
We'll be there.
Is going to be there. So that's awesome. So we have all sorts of good sponsors coming through.
And if Rosin
We
Dogs
got
was going to
nice
be there,
bathrooms and
Yeah.
drinks for everybody if they want them, and all that stuff.
Wait,
We're gonna have a
what?
bar
Drinks for
24
everybody?
hours open.
Really?
I know you guys don't drink, but us guys from Memphis do.
Yeah,
I'm just
we're
saying
going
we
to tell
got
our drink.
everything.
We're going to invite as many drinker friends as you can. That's
let's.
what they're saying.
And
to do.
J-Lo wanted
J-Lo
us to
drinks
tell
a
you
lot.
she drinks a lot.
She drinks a lot. She's small,
I'm on a
but
she's
liquid
ready to go
diet.
with you.
she's ready to party all night.
I'm going to be drinking Canyon's Nitro Coffee.
Oh,
Right here.
There we go.
Canyon THC.
let's tell them we need a couple
Canyon.
cases of those down there.
Oh, well, I will talk to Aaron, their rep.
Let's get those. Let's get the full range, and we're
want
gonna have
some
J-Lo's gonna
gummies.
do a commercial for him too.
We want some
Oh,
suck it,
perfect.
some lick it,
Right.
some chew it, some
Perfect.
Hold on,
vape
let's-
it.
commercial.
let's Willie, hold on a second. You're going to want to hear this one. This is just
What's that?
we worked on the on the script for the Canyon ad. Do it one more time so everyone can hear it without Willie talking over you.
It's not that good. Suck it, lick it, chew it, vape it, coffee.
Drink it.
No, drink it.
Drink
God.
it. Oh, that's right.
Take
Yeah, I
number
forgot.
One step at a time. There's a lot of
727.
pressure. There's a lot of pressure.
All right, we're gonna hype it up. We're gonna
All
bring
right.
this. We're gonna help. Actually, we could do all sorts of commercials because we have a whole band now at our disposal. So we could be doing live.
Oh.
Our commercials
We
could be
can
up.
sell that as that's like an upsell for our
think-
sponsors. If you
Give them
want
their
to
own
really
theme
Walden.
songs. They get their own theme songs. Every one of them.
Can you get
We need
Canyon
it.
to give
Yep.
me some stuff so that I can suck it and lick it and then I can talk about it?
Yeah, that's what we're talking
We just
about.
gave you a puppet. What do you
Canyon THC.
Oh,
Canyon.
Poppet's not on the
Green
list.
Bros.
All
I
right, if
spoke
you
to
need-
Lance today.
Oh, good.
No, I'm gonna
There-
put Dave.
Oh,
Go ahead,
look at
Vi-
We're
Willie.
gonna put dub effects on all of Rob's vocals. I'm gonna put the 80 in Dave's vocals. You watch. I'm gonna have the scientists take Dave's vocals and twist them inside out.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. It's going to be tight.
That's what the world needs.
Dave,
That's
you're
what the
gonna
world
love it. You're
needs.
gonna be-
Wow.
That's exactly what they need.
Oh,
Dave's
dear.
feet terps.
Ew.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Yeah, we're gonna get Dave all dubbed out this week. It's
Wait,
gonna
do you
be
mean
fantastic.
peeps like that fucking that marshmalloid
Yeah,
thing?
Yeah. Where are you talking about peeps now?
I don't like
see
peeps. Anyway, Lance has a rep in Colorado, and they're going to be coming down to Area 420
Yep.
either the next time we're down there or the time after.
Okay.
They'll be doing a full-on demonstration of the equipment they have.
Nice.
We'll even try to do the filming because it's legal there. We can do a filming of a 100-pound run, see what it looks like, do all the economics afterwards, show them what the moisture content was, how much trim they get, how much flour you get, how much time it took. J-Lo will be hand trimming
Yeah.
Next to
the
him,
finish.
no, just next to him competing against the machines. It'll be like her
and her
with
all
half a
female
pound.
trim
She'll have
crew.
a
Okay,
half a pound
this is
done,
my
and they'll have
plan.
100 pounds done.
You
And They'll
guys-
be like half a pound, 100 pounds. What's going on here? And then they'll have the ratio.
Did you guys say that you had some giveaway with this going on?
Yes.
we do.
Okay, so I decided I'm
haven't
gonna
figured
put
it
my
out
name.
yet, but we do.
I'm gonna put my name in because
Wow,
I
you
want
can't
to start.
win.
You
You're
Guys,
you
that's not
cannot
the play right now. Andy, do you need to put your name in?
No.
Okay, so
no,
we're gonna start
you
a side
can't win.
hustle where we rent this machine out though, because everybody's been calling me lately trying to rent one of these machines.
We can work a deal and maybe get a side hustle going, but it's not.
You don't
this
think-
And
particular
we
one.
don't talk about the side hustle on the
show.
podcast.
No, wait till the Patreon where no one can hear
Whatever.
us except
This
our-
might be
I
surprising
thought
to you.
this was good news. I thought this was
we get
progressive.
between really this is scary number here between 40 and 50,000 listeners per show. Okay, so few people out there just heard that right now, and now they're thinking, "Ooh,
Yeah.
I got to get in
Hey.
on that."
Oh, they're
I'm
gonna
here to
they're
help.
gonna go and blackmail you.
I'm going to
That's what's
buy a
gonna
raffle ticket as J Lo,
happen. Yeah. Just
Well,
so
I
you
guess
can't.
I can't win. Damn it.
but we're giving away a 215 DT at some time in the future. We're probably planning it sometime in July. And
Like
Dry
710
trimmer.
possibly. 710 might be a sort of magic
Might
day.
be a good one.
Could be a magic day.
thank you, Willie. Sounds like 420 all over again. That's the whole show.
Oh, he can't figure it out. Oh, he gets all. I can't talk.
Why not?
Apothecary Farms.
You can talk
I like
with a little,
Willie.
You can talk with a trumpet.
I love the trumpet in the background.
Oh, you do. You do.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Did you see the topic?
If you're looking to buy concentrates in Colorado
Fuck.
and Oklahoma, you can go to Apothecary Farms.
the apothecary.
Brent was going to come on the show today, too. But you know what his excuse was? It wasn't that
Everybody
it
was
the
coming
first
on the
night of
show. I
Passover.
like how everyone's coming on the show.
He's going to Oklahoma.
It's all
He's
Passover.
going to Oklahoma.
He has to go to a Passover
Same
Seder.
excuse.
Well, we got 3 locations here in Colorado, both medical and recreational. And we've
Open on
got-
Passover, let me tell you.
And we got 5
it comes to
locations
the
in Oklahoma
monies,
City. So if you're
give me
looking for a
monies.
concentrate focused dispensary, check out Apothecary Farms for your diamonds and sauce needs.
They're
Not
one
sausage, no sausage, only
No
sauce.
sausage, only sauce.
Only.
pretty much a 3-year sponsor coming up, I think, like next month
Yeah.
is when we first got them. Yeah, 3 years.
That's
We got them before.
you know what's so
Ozo.
funny is that Mark didn't you post a thing about like a zillion they have a zillion little things now, a zillion jars, empty jars.
Oh, dude. Well,
yeah.
no. Well, I was trying to. Yeah, I do have a zillion little empty jars. Yes,
Yeah,
but I found a home for them.
3 years worth.
Yes,
Is that what you got about?
since I've saved all my jars for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years worth of jars.
I thought I was gonna be like a master rosin presser, and then that never happened.
He's telling me to steal third.
Right.
Anyways, Apothecary Farms. I don't need to press rosin because they got it right here.
Oh,
and actually, they got 420 deals going on right now.
pre-
Everything's like all the grams are like $20. Something like that. It's fucking crazy.
You know, it kind of got me a little. I was a little pissed that Brent is leaving the great state of Colorado to go to Oklahoma.
Everybody
for
was coming
420.
on the show. Gee, who else is? Who else?
well,
Tell me
maybe
something
we'll
about
have
that.
them call
Ben
in.
from
Yeah,
Master
friends.
Club
Yeah.
had to go to a Passover Seder.
Yeah.
Brent couldn't
Yeah.
make it.
Yeah.
The LED guys
Oh, yeah.
tanked because they're on a plane somewhere right now. And but you know what? I am telling. We need a good battle for a 24-hour show. I mean, who knows how long that could go on?
Oh yeah, let's do it during that.
That's going to be fun.
The 420 battle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
I called it the Celebrity LED Death Match.
Nice.
Battle of the LED companies. In fact, it's like the scene from Grease.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the loser has to give up his pink slip ownership papers. So the loser of the debate has to sell his company to the other guy.
What?
I
No,
love that movie. That's the best movie.
I know.
Oh, you,
Apothecary
look
Farms.
Look at you for narking me out over there.
If you're here in Denver, you can get a done deal at Apothecary Farms.
you
It's
narked
a
me out to fucking Mike Denver now.
gram of
What'd you do?
Then I
Oh,
fucking
no
dropped
video.
the ball. Then I dropped the ball.
Yeah, so no need to stay around for the Patreon if
you
that's
don't
what
do
you're
that.
staying around
No,
for.
don't
Just
But we
get
have
the done deal.
J-Lo's video.
Don't do that. Oh yeah, we have way more important.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys love talking
Numb
shit.
nuts.
Yeah, it's already fully flowered now. It's in full flower. It's crazy.
Full flower.
It's finished.
It's a 15-minute video
It
on
finished
Patreon.
from
she
last
has.
week. Last week it was not. It was in veg. This
Balls.
week it's full.
I just
giant
want
nuts.
everybody to feel better about
This is just a
themselves.
clip of the 15-minute video right up here
Oh,
in the
you're
top
gonna
right-hand
you'll get
corner.
much more of that. Yeah, dongers.
Lots of dongers.
Lot of
Numbnutsco.com.
Thank you, numbnuts.
Enter Done Deal at checkout. You're going to get 20% off your peanut butter order. They'll send their CBD and their dog peanut butter all over the country, and even just regular peanut butter with no cannabinoids in it. But if you are a medical patient in the state of Colorado, you have to find their 1,000-milligram jars of peanut butter because it's Vinny approved. And Vinny brings in these edibles that literally make water buffaloes slur when they're doing podcasts.
For real.
So he likes them. So you got to try
So
this peanut butter.
embarrassing.
Numbnuts.
When you slur, 14er holistics.
Oh, look at this.
You
new,
got
new,
it.
new graphics.
Oh yeah. If you haven't been in there,
Oh,
you should check them out.
shit.
They totally redid the entire store.
Oh.
I mean, it looks like a really upscale retail
Do
establishment.
they still put weed in a bubblegum machine?
No, and
Okay.
they don't have a
Do they
rosin
beat
dong.
stuff up around.
Can you
Smash
go
buttons
in
in front of you?
the
Smash
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a rosin
Do
dong
they
right
have a
here.
rosin dong on display?
That rosin dong was actually frozen for posterity, and I'm pretty sure rosin
that would
dongs
be-
won it on
Oh,
an eBay
really?
auction.
That would
We
be-
should
yeah.
plaster it and
Yeah.
make
Frozen.
copies of it. You know what? We should get that 3D printed and sell it as merch.
Cheddar.
Exactly. It's a rosin
Cheddar,
dong. That's a
cheddar,
rosin
that's
dong.
way out of line. That's way out of line.
Good.
But if we really need a price, we'll come up with one next week.
14er Boulder.
Oh
14er.
Fish Head Farms.
Fish Head Farms.
Wait, you didn't even show the jam
Oh,
that
jam
we
on.
brought right here from 14er. Go back to
Go back.
14er.
Get it in there.
They have this
The
rosin
mac,
jam.
the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Vanna White coming at
Then
you.
there's
Here she
creme de la
goes.
creme
Can she
over
figure
there.
out where to put it?
Hold
First,
on,
you gotta
guys,
get the
it's
thing
stuck.
open.
Now we got to open the website again.
Yeah.
Okay, here we
I
go.
honestly, I don't know about this reserves
Oh,
series.
gosh, I love their new
Hey,
packaging.
there's a new reserve series. Let's check it out.
Oh,
Is that new? This is
well,
Shop.
Is this the bat? No, this is the good stuff.
All right, there, the bud cam's up, Mark.
Oh, what do you want?
Cam.
You guys are
Webcam.
so needy.
Well,
I know. We're like
I'm
the
just
worst.
kidding.
Why wouldn't we do the sponsors justice?
Oh, I think that's a great idea.
Look at that.
Look at that.
dang.
You got to check out this rosin jam. It is
It's
fantastic.
ridiculous. They have two different consistencies. That's
This
the
is a little
rosin
thicker.
jam.
This is a thicker kind of. There's a more.
No, check it out. It's a different. It's strain
Oh, good
specific.
looking
It
out.
changes,
Oh, look at you.
No, this is the same exact strain actually.
and that's cold cure live rosin.
cold
The jam.
What? One's cold and one's not.
No, one's cold cure live rosin. One's rosin
Oh, okay.
jam.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So they're
Fire,
different but the
fire,
same.
fire. Okay, now we can move on.
Look at him
Mark.
take it back so fast.
Fish Head
Couldn't leave
Farms.
it up.
I'm
Couldn't
not
even-
He's like,
leaving it up
Adam's
there.
gonna.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
if
touch
Adam
it.
takes a dab, that whole thing's gone.
Dude, you
It'll last
Tootsie
me like a
Popped.
week.
You Tootsie Popped that jar of Apothecary.
Dang.
3 dabs. I watched you. Don't even
Yeah.
try to fuck. I'm like, I'm gonna watch him. 3 dabs out of the gram.
That's what you get. That's how it works. And
Go park the
gotta
cars.
waste it if you're gonna taste it.
Get it. Fishheadfarms.com or at fishshit on Instagram. You get 25% off your order. They've been a fantastic supporter of the show. If you'd like to win, you can win a
Oh, here we
liter
go.
of fish head.
Win.
Look at
win.
this.
Out of
Rosin
control.
Dogs won, and it was only because we sent it to him instead of Mark, who actually made that picture, just because.
Yeah.
So listen,
But did we get it to Mark too?
no, yeah, we did. We
Oh,
did.
good. All right, good.
Look, Tony Baloney got a liter of that amazing shot when he caught me on the toilet. So, and that is a true to life shot of J-Lo.
Yes.
The
have a
only
really
photo
thick
here
neck.
that is doctored is Mark.
Did you see the fake mermaid thing that's going around?
God.
Which is like a little kid with some sort of fish attached
Oh no, it's
to his-
real. It's real because I saw it on
dude,
Joe
I saw it
Rogan.
on
I'm sure it's
I saw
totally
it on
real.
See it?
Instagram.
You saw it?
No.
You guys have been
It's out there.
seeing
It's right now.
mermaids?
Yeah, no, there's this one thing going around, and it's so funny because it's like, yeah, sure. They have these like snorting sounds, and it's like this little kid, and they have like a fish. It looks like they have a fish, kind of like with a kid, and then they took the kid, like, all right, here we got a dead fish, kid. We'll put you in the mouth, and then we'll make the fish kind of squirm a little. I don't know. It was weird. It was.
Kevin wants to know if he can rent a dab rig.
Dude,
I used to
was
do
just
that.
I was just
used to
typing.
I used to do that.
There is a place in Aurora that seriously rents out dab rigs,
Smart.
like for like months.
Well, then you
like,
better
So
call
what you
them
do-
right now
no,
because
a
it's
good-
420.
It's a good
It's
system.
on Quincy
'cause
and Parker in Aurora.
It's a good system because what you do is you rent them one and you give a super high deposit and they break it.
Yes.
And then they own it. And there you go. He's like, have a good time. And then they're like, oh, I have to buy it. Now I have to buy one because I just broke one and now I need one. And I
They're
was
all
gonna
like
just-
Chinese pieces. You know, they're all
Yeah,
like
they're
just
crap.
Chinese pieces.
Got it.
And I think it's like $25 a month or something like that.
Actually,
Dang.
if you want, if you're listening right now, John Kingston, what's the name of the shop in Denver you recommended? Because remember that he had that Terp Slurper when he sat right
You're going to
here?
rent a Terp Slurp?
No, it was
Yeah, Dave
$75.
would say
Yeah.
That whole rig he had was $75.
Oh, I know, super cheap.
So you might as well just go buy one at that place just to have for the 420 place, and then leave it with us, and we'll use it on the show.
Yeah, some crappy, janky Chinese stuff. We're
Can
gonna
you
use
make
it on
the
the show.
sound of a turtle?
We're not using janky Chinese stuff.
Janky Chinese stuff.
Oh, let me fire up this Carta. Oh, I'm just kidding. Never mind.
Oh, your
Oh,
Puffco.
janky Chinese chunk. Speaking of.
Speaking
janky,
of,
Janky.
Well, what are we doing?
Next.
Fish Head Farms. Thank you. Okay. Terp
Oh,
wipes.
yes.
an absolute must-have in your quiver, your stoner quiver.
And it's the only done deal that doesn't have a code. You have to go to a website.
You go to www.terpwipes.com/done deal. It'll calculate it for you.
Slash.
Already calculated. In fact, as soon as you go to that site, it'll say coupon was added.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank
dude.
you so much.
You need this shit, man.
Yeah.
Seriously, if you dab, you need this in your life.
Used
It's
a bunch
fucking
this
crazy.
morning, cleaned up my rig like I do before I come to the show.
When I come
It's
to the
like
show
half-cooked.
and I try and move my Adam's mic into position, I have to it goes like, Like seriously, and I just grab a couple turp pipes and I clean up the outline around it because he just like
It's
leaves,
like your shoes when you go to Mike Denver's
What do I do
strip
to the
club.
mic?
There's like a whole gram of oil there
In the
on,
mic?
on the side of his like.
Oh, over here, yeah.
Try and lift up your mic stand. Yeah, it goes.
Nice.
Turpwipes.com
It's because I put my
/gun deal.
dabber on it all the time.
I know.
It's my dabber
Next.
holder zone.
You need your turf
Cultured
wipes.
biologics, the
Cultured
evolution of
biologics.
nutrients.
Nutrients.
The evolution of nutrients.
Experience the flavor of zero nitrates.
Zero nitrates.
Organic, plant-derived, and water-soluble.
Not avid.
Wow.
Wow, you guys are actually helping out. Thanks. For once.
You're really plugging Avid today. I can tell you that.
Not avid.
You've said Avid's name about 50 times.
Dave works for Avid.
It's an inside joke on the show.
I don't know anything about this, but all I know is Avid. I'm gonna go buy Avid.
That's
now.
what this guy sees.
I told you guys we need to call them.
J-Lo is employed and subsidized by Avid.
Well, they don't have Avid. They have Mercenary, which smells like fucking cinnamon, fresh baked cinnamon goods in your room. You're like,
Mercenary.
How nice is that?
Cultured Biologics, or at Cultured on Instagram. It's 20. What's the done deal, Mark?
15% or 20%?
I don't remember. I'm sorry, but here's Mercenary
that
you're just talking about.
The Mercenary's fire.
Fire.
It murderates it.
It murderates it. Murderator. No, it's a good thing. Is that you can use it. If you need to, if you have a serious issue, like you've been hanging out with J-Lo too long, and you got like she gave you some plants, and they get all infested with crap. You can nail them day after day after day.
Mercenary on.
Doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt the plants at all, and you so you can just kind of pummel them with it, which is kind of what you want to do, because every time you see a fucking thing that's just any potential pest, you're like, you want to. So obviously growing plants that are pest resistant is even better, but when you need a little helping hand and you just need to kind of get your shit in check and give everything a sort of equal footing in the beginning, it's a good product to use.
Good product.
Ultrabiologics.com.
Yeah. But if you have a problem, you can bang on them.
Luminar.com.
Luminar Lighting.
Luminar Lighting. You get 15% off your order, and if you're lamping an entire grow, that's a lot of money you're going to save.
That's a lot of cheese, man.
We're also going to get Eric. That's
Best Cam's
the
back. Best
proper
Cams.
terminology.
Kill him.
We're also going to have Eric video, Eric be our moderator. And remember, if you do happen to go to bestcams.fun,
don't tell him.
Don't enter
Don't say
done
the
deal.
part. Tell him.
Don't do that. Don't go there.
Don't. You just
Don't go there.
Now you're selling Avid and porn.
best cams.
What a sales guy
How
you
did we
are.
wind up on this? Does that mean
This is
we
a
have a
good
lot of viewers?
Luminarlighting.com.
Oh yeah, this is when you've made it.
Mike said that. Mike says that
finally
we're on
made
some new bot list or something like that.
We're botting out, bro.
He said that it was because of you.
Oh,
Someone hates Dave, and they put us on a bot list.
yeah, that's why.
wow.
Mark, if you're good enough to investigate that and know that,
dude.
then you're good enough to get them off our fucking screen.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
yeah.
Whoa.
So at Luminar.com,
Ain't on the payroll.
All right, hang on,
Ask
'cause
for
we're gonna
done
finish our
deal.
ads. We're gonna finish our ads. We're gonna get to our
15% off.
Patreon party.
Yeah.
We're already late.
Seedsyournow.com.
Seedsyournow.
Seedsyournow.com. Hey, seedsyournow.com.
Hey.
Or shnauctions.com. And for all of my Jewish brothers and sisters out there, happy Passover. And for everyone celebrating Easter on Sunday,
So obviously you're going to
wonderful
go
Easter.
there right now to get the deals on Bob Hemphill's drop
yeah.
of his Pakistani Peshawar.
Peshawar.
Yeah, make this Passover special and go hit up the auctions.
Yeah.
SHNauctions.com. Pick up something nice. You know if it's in there that's
Seeds
good.
are kosher for Passover, okay? Seeds are kosher, cannabis is kosher. Rabbi says so.
That's right.
Yeah.
Look, check out Seeds Here Now.
Seedsherenow.com. Seedsherenow.com.
Okay. Oh wait, and then check out so many breweries.
So many breweries.
So many rows.
So many roads.
Tease my soul.
Yeah.
419
20% Dub Lab.
Yep, 419 and 420. So it's a 24-hour show. We're starting at 420 on 419. We're going until 420 on 420. Party's going to keep on going until 7:10 at least.
Please, if you're
maybe
coming
maybe a little
down-
later. I'll be dead. So at that point, I think we've had enough. We're like, now you kids can party.
I'm doing a 24-hour set on Suburban House Radio after
No
the
way.
24-hour. Yeah,
No
dude.
way.
I'm staying for 2 days straight.
No way.
No meth.
What? Are you sure?
Come on.
You're gonna regret
Listen,
that.
if
You're
you're-
not gonna do that.
If you're a fan of the
I'm
show,
not doing that. I was
48
just kidding.
hours?
send us an email. If you're coming, please. It's only $10, but we'll put you on the list.
That would be cool though.
fuck?
actually.
Party all
I go to
night.
bed
We're
at
gonna
like
do
10
an Adam
o'clock.
Dunn party like no other party because the Adam Dunn party don't stop.
That's right.
There ain't no party.
Oh, you
Party don't
You
stop.
broke your mic.
Yes,
Willie
sir.
will be there
Adam
playing
Dunn
drunken
party 'cause
trumpet.
the Adam Dunn party don't stop.
That's right.
And yep, scientists will be there. Mateo, Willie Waldman. We got Norwood Fisher. We got what's the other guy's name again?
Stinky McGillicuddy.
What?
Give me one more time.
Wow.
You're muted. Come on, you muted me yourself. Vinny, help me out. Here.
Unmute.
Unmute.
Vinny. Help us out, buddy. Y'all, well, you're killing us.
Vinny, unmute.
How does
Unmute
Vinny
Vinny.
not know that he's muted? The sound guy
Oh,
doesn't know he's muted.
There we go.
Holy fuck. Welcome to the Adam Dunn
There you go.
Show.
That's our sound guy that we were
Brian
missing.
Jordan. It's Brian Jordan from Carl Dentz's group, and Carl's been playing with the Stones lately. We got Terry Saffel from Isaac Hayes, Al Green, if you ever saw the Shaft movie, that
Nice.
drummer.
wow.
And he sings. And I've got all the Funk Brothers with the mad scientists I go back 30 years with. We did Barrington Levi, Bob Marley. And we're going to dub out the Adam Dunn party don't stop. And trust me, this party's going to be something else, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. The best part is that we have our own little hiding spot in the back, so we can hide in the back and then do
We
our
need Adam
show,
Dunn, like,
and then we'll just
backstage
drag
passes.
people back there, and we'll kind of what?
We need to get
It's gonna
like
be
I
backstage
will
great.
make
passes,
you
It's gonna be
passes.
awesome.
Don't you worry. Everyone will get passes.
little laminates.
With hash in them, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Throwback.
yeah,
Throwback.
man.
Throwbacks for
Are
everybody.
all the
Throwbacks.
sponsorships done? I don't want to interrupt.
I
we
mean,
just launched our website.
Oh, we're done. Sponsorships.
no.
All right.
Oh, sponsorships are done for the other show. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
done. We're gonna jump over to the Patreon party.
Oh, we're
actually.
late.
We're late.
late.
We're late to
Yeah,
our.
why does-
We're late to
we're
our own
late for
after
the
party.
Patreon.
Yeah, we're late for our own after party. So, see you guys over there if you are a Patreon listener. And I want to thank obviously Bob Hemphill and James for getting that first part of the show, which is awesome. That was a very
Thank you, Rosin Dogs, for your hospitality, and thank you, Danny Danko and the Ben, and I'm spacing his partner's name. What's Ben's partner's name? Matt at Astor Club. Yeah, if you've not checked it out, you want to become a member there.
If you're in New York,
Yeah.
you definitely want to check out the Astor Club. Even though I keep failing every time I go there, so
It was fun. It was fun. They even have an outdoor space.
yeah, no, it looks dope. I mean, everybody can tell it's definitely got it's in the right spot too. It's right down by Union Square, right, or something like that.
Yeah,
Or-
it's in Chinatown.
There you go.
Off
Shout out
to
to my
Patreon.
beautiful wife, Cece and Nick. Hold on a second. Shouting out my family over here, man.
Oh gosh.
Gosh.
Everything's really
Cut
I didn't mean to tuck you.
Never cut off PDX Amazing. Jesus. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No, you talked after me. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, so if you're in Denver and you want to come hang out for a 420 event, this will be the sickest one just because
It'll be fun.
We never know. We never know how it's going to go, and
Yes.
it always goes better than we thought. We're like, "Hi, that went great." And this one, I think, is going to even be off the chain because we've got some mega talent in the house, and we've got our 24-hour show. So you know it's going to be off the chains, right? Off the
As
rails.
JW would say.
If Vinny was here, we'd have all sorts of sound effects.
Blickety,
Right
blackety,
now.
blookety, blookety.
Our sound effects would be off the chain right now, but they're not.
Boing.
All we have is
Fuck you, Dave.
there you go. So we have at least one. We have one sample. We're a one sample show. See you at
There's a couple
Patreon.
more.
See you over at the Patreon party. I just sent Miles over the link to join us. So hopefully he'll join us in a sec, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So you have 10 minutes to go. To tell your wife that yes, you still love her and you're going to be together for another 10 years. You just have to do this crazy after party now with the Adam Dunn Show. Please.
That time. So we just launched our new back end of our website, heartandsoilproject.com. Search stickers, and you'll be able to pay for seeds with a credit card now. That's the first time we've ever been able to do that. So
Nice. Yeah. And
Heart
now,
and Soul-
yeah, that's awesome because now everything is a little bit more above board. So they realized, hey, you know
it's a
what?
little bit above board, but we got some, we have some issues with our credit card processor on that particular CBD site.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go and search stickers. It's all the seeds are 40% off right now, and you get a sticker and a free pack of the seeds. So that's how we're doing it. Wow. So heartandsoilproject.com. If you enter Done Deal, you get an additional 20% off to the 50% off deal they're already doing.
Cut you off at the chase, Dave. Thank you.
That's great.
First guy ever to come in.
Just laid it down.
Dave didn't have to grovel like a fucking...
For the fans. I grovel for them.
Oh, the fans. Okay, fans. Well, if you want to hang in there and be super fans, if you want to be super fans, join our Patreon account.
Please.
Hang out with us more. We'll be there for the next hour or so. More too.
Yeah, and
or
I think
five. Who knows?
50% off, a 20% off on 50% off. I think he pays you to take his stuff there.
So packs are normally $80. They're going to be down to like $34 or $32 or whatever. So, and then if you order $100 or more, shipping is free. And then it's 20% off of all products. If you want to try CBD products, you want to get a shirt, you want to get a hat, all that shit. Done deal. You know the deal.
Nice.
And if you're coming to town, are you gonna? What time are you gonna be there?
4 o'clock on.
I'll be there.
The full 24.
So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be at Dave's house.
He'll come around. Yeah,
at like noon with Miles. I got invited to do a judge testing session or some shit.
Yeah.
So I got a judge pass. So I'm gonna go do that, get all high, and then eat some food, and then come see you guys at 4.
Perfect. There's the plan. All right, mate. See you guys over at the Patreon. Peace out, guys. See you next week. Or sooner than later.
I'll see you in a few days.
I'll see you back in 10 minutes. I'll see you. I'll be back.
Yep, perfect. All right, peace out, guys.
Hey, do not miss the Adam Dunn party this week. It will not stop. It's going to be 24/7.
Yeah.
Practically every one of the top 40 records being played on every radio station in the United States is a communication to the children to take a trip, to cop out, to groove. The psychedelic jackets on the record albums have their own.
This is a special question. We don't want you to smoke genetically modified ganja. We want you to smoke the real thing.
Me?
Want you to smoke the natural herb.
Sweet.
Some call it marijuana.
Sweet.
Some call it sesame.
Sweet.
Some call it lamb's bread.
The tea.
And some people call it